Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tilted Table. We're very glad to have you all here with us this evening. Tonight, we are very excited to be playing Call to Adventure. Dun dun dun. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but some quick introductions. My name is Jordan, aka Axel Hellfire. I'm here with my colleague Sam.
DJ Flofkins.
And we have with us tonight a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Darren, aka Acerbic Slight, subbing in for Guilty, who's about to get on a plane tonight, and is in chat, I think, right now.
Yes.
All right.
So, those of you who watched the stream before have seen Darren in chat with us.
We pretty
hanging out
much
on the
just
stream.
wanted to make sure he was on this stream so he couldn't win the giveaway.
Yeah,
That's
also
basically
that.
it, yeah.
Totally rigged.
Yeah, he actually was really excited about this game, so we wanted to make sure there was no
No
way
way
he would
he
get a
could
copy. Speaking of giveaways,
Cervix Lights. Oh, I bet it said that in the... That's great.
we do have giveaways tonight, which is awesome. Thank you, Brotherwise Games, for not only sending us a copy to play, but also being generous enough to provide giveaways for tonight's stream. If you type !Gleam in the chat, we have a Gleam giveaway going on right now. If you've never done a Gleam giveaway before, you can click that link and it'll take you to some social actions that you can complete for entries into the giveaway. It is absolutely free to enter, and if you win, we'll pick a winner on Friday, and you will get a free copy of this game, Call to Adventure. We are also going to be giving away a second copy live on stream tonight, so stay tuned for more about that. But a quick little tip is that tonight's live giveaway will have some extra sweet swag that the Gleam giveaway does not. So
Tell us more.
no, you
Damn
have
it.
to keep watching the stream to find out.
Oh, shout
So
out.
Sam decided that he was going to try and predict what this game was
All right.
based on the box cover alone.
You
So
got
we're
it?
going to see
Nice
how that
box
goes,
cover.
chat.
So this game is called Adventure. You can craft your hero, or you can claim your destiny. So I assume the game, you build your character up, and then you either choose hell or heaven. I think that's what this looks like. For those of you following along at home, this is a 1 to 4 player game, ages 13 and above. Jordan, you gotta go home. And should be 30 to 60 minutes to play, but knowing us, that's not the case. Jordan, do you want to tell us what the game's actually about?
Yes, thank you, Sam, for concluding our new segment, #SamSleuths. So I'm actually going to talk only a little bit about this game before I hand it off to Darren, who's actually done a little bit of playing with the game and can actually tell us how to play. But from what I know of the game, Call to Adventure is a hero building adventure game wherein you are building up a hero and taking on different challenges that come up throughout the game. It's a fantasy adventure setting, and it has a unique rune rolling system was what they call it, where they have, I don't know if you want to give them a little close up here, Sam, but they have these rune tiles that you basically, they're two-sided, so they have a different symbol on each side, and presumably you will toss them like you're rolling dice, but they are not actually dice, they're just these two-sided runes. So that will have an effect as one of the primary mechanics of the game, which is very cool. The other interesting thing that I'm very excited about this game for is that this was on Kickstarter, I think last year. It just shipped to backers this summer, and when they launched the Kickstarter, one of the cool things that they did is they had an expansion already planned for the Kickstarter, which was a Name of the Wind themed expansion that they had designed with Patrick Rothfuss, the author of that series, which that is, in my mind, one of the best modern fantasy series that has been written in the last decade.
I agree.
So I'm a huge fan of Patrick Rothfuss. I had him sign my copy of Name of the Wind a couple years ago at a convention, and so we're playing just the base game tonight, but the expansion, the first expansion should be coming to backers in the next month or so, and then will be available at retail. The base game is already available at retail, and if you click on the link below the stream, or I think also the blacksmith thing over here, you can check out that game and some of the other games that we've played recently and get the game from Amazon. As always, if you buy something through our Amazon links, that supports the stream, and we very much appreciate that. They also have a second expansion that they've been working on. They hit a large enough goal on the Kickstarter that they decided to announce a second expansion that was not included with the Kickstarter, but basically they funded well enough that they could start developing it, and then we'll sell it at retail later. And that is an expansion based on Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives, which again, one of the best fantasy authors in the last decade. I love all of his series, but Stormlight Archives is probably one of his most recent, and in my opinion is perhaps his best. And is certainly the one that everyone who is a fan of Brandon Sanderson is currently hyped about, because it is ongoing and he's a couple books in, and we're all like very, very anxious for the next book. So that's super exciting that they have basically crossed over into this super amazing fantasy IP and worked with these really famous and talented authors to bring their worlds to life within the game. Now, after that long spiel, I'm going to turn it over to Darren to actually tell us what this game is about and how we play.
All right, and a couple notes on that. Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive, he's got it, I think, about 25% on his progress tracker bar for his next book. So we're getting there. So I'm excited about that because, like you with Patrick Rothfuss, I had gone to a con a couple years ago and gotten him to sign, or Brandon Sanderson, to sign one of my copies.
I'll do that if I ever get the chance.
Well, if you're ever in an airport, it's always useful to look up if he has been through that airport recently, because he gorilla signs copies of his books pretty much everywhere he goes.
I see him post about that on Twitter all the time.
And then Patrick Rothfuss himself, if you're ever interested in checking him out, he actually streams on Twitch quite frequently. So
shout out Patrick Rothfuss.
I don't know what his handle is.
It's literally Patrick
Rothfuss. Oh, it is? Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Shout out to spelling it.
Patrick Rothfuss. Like the word fuss.
All right. Okay, so we're going to get into breaking
Mr. Draco.
Game down. Right now, are we going to be focused on this? Because this is going to be where most of it.
Okay. Let's talk about the tableau.
All right. So we're going to be building our own tableaus, as it was already mentioned. We're basically crafting a story for a hero that we're building up, who's going to be facing challenges and earning various bits of experience and becoming a more powerful hero as they go along throughout the game.
Damn it, guilty.
Love it.
What did she do?
Nailed it. All right. Go ahead. Patty Ross.
There we go. Interesting. All right. So basically, we're going to be going in 3 acts throughout the game. Act 1, 2, 3. And 2 and 3 don't get revealed until one person gets to a future act.
Okay.
Once those get revealed, anyone can start working on those acts if they want. But you do have to finish the first act before you move on to the... You can work on the second act. You can claim a card from the second act. You can't add it to your character until you finish the first one.
Eric Laz, welcome to the table. Thank you for that follow.
All right, so the way this is going to go is we're each going to take cards from here in one moment, and we're going to choose between 2 cards that is going to give us our origin story, our motivation, and one that will be kept secret. It's like our destiny, our goal, what we're going for at the end game that gives us extra points at the end of the game. Your origin and motivation will give you various powers, things that you'll want to kind of veer towards in the game, certain stats that you might find enhanced, certain things. You can get things like failing rolls, for instance, gives you, or failing against challenges gives you experience. So there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. The idea is that you're crafting a character, a hero, or a villain throughout this that has kind of a story that makes sense. So generally speaking, the more the cards kind of fit together, like you have this win a foe's loyalty or crush your rival against a childhood rival. That might pair really well with a card that could be in here that's like an orphan as an origin.
Nice.
So there are interesting ways in which these kind of pair together. So we'll go over a bit of each of the components. We'll do that in a moment. The runes. So there are 3 basic runes. Every time that you go for a challenge up here, you're going to be rolling these 3 basic runes, and then anything else that you've earned along the way will get added to them.
You can keep talking. I'm just showing
yeah,
people
sure.
the runes. As we
So
go.
they have 2 sides for everything that's out here. On the basic runes, you have that one, it's like a hash mark. It's that single stripe or spike. That means you'll get 1 point towards whatever challenge you're going for. On the other side of those 3, there's a blank, which means 0 points towards that. And then there's an up and a down. That up and a down means that you can draw a hero card or an anti-hero card, which are up here, which are going to be things that you can use throughout the game to enhance your chances, attack and fight other people.
And I would assume
screw with
I would
other people.
assume that based on the symbols on the cards, the black triangle means the darker triangle
Correct.
on the card, and then the white triangle is the lighter one.
Yes.
Awesome.
So anytime you roll that with the base runes, you can choose between those 2, and then there are cards throughout the game that have a specific symbol that will allow you to draw from one deck or the other.
Okay.
Hey.
So you're always rolling these basic runes. And then as you're going along, you're going to be getting symbols. So for instance, just as an example, if you have childhood rival on your tableau, you'd have this little symbol up here. That's going to indicate that every time that you go for, so this symbol here, every time that you go to roll these runes, you'd be able to take a corresponding rune from that symbol and roll that in addition to your other runes. So those are specific. So for instance, that's a charisma challenge. That symbol means charisma. We have a couple of other ones here. We've got wisdom, looks like that. We've got strength, which is this little sword symbol. In addition to that, there's intelligence, dexterity, and this one is Constitution. So all of those, when they're rolled, will give you either 1 if you roll it on that side, or 2 if you roll it on that side. So it's just enhancing your chances.
Okay. So the symbol side is 2, and then the other
Correct.
one is 1. Okay.
And then, so you can continuously collect these. For each one of these you have, you're going to add another rune from that particular stat into the runes that you're rolling over here. Once you get to the 3rd, you'll be rolling this rune, which has a different set of sides. All this is doing...
You can't really see that there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. All that's doing is on one side, the side that doesn't have the dots. Is there a side that doesn't have
No,
dots?
there's a diamond and a Constitution symbol.
All right, so the interesting.
There's Constitution with dots, and then there's a diamond.
That looks a little bit different than it did before, or I am just remembering that incorrectly. Okay, so basically that symbol is going to allow you to add 2 to a challenge, or you add 0 and you can gain an experience token if it happens to be Constitution. Some of the other ones, they do various things. So strength, for instance, you'll add 2 to a strength challenge, or you'll add 0 and gain an experience token.
So we'll look those up as we roll them.
So they're going to give you different things,
Got it.
allow you to choose
Okay.
different things in addition to just getting points towards a challenge.
Got it.
So we're all starting off throughout the game. You can go from hero to anti-hero, or hero to villain, we should say. So various things that you do and that you play can put you a little bit farther down the evil track. Just keep note that there are numbers on your tableau right here. That is going to be points that you get by the end of the game. So if you go too far down
go
the
too
villain tree,
evil.
yep, you can get 0 or even -4 if you get too
Okay.
evil.
Let me show this to people so they can see. So basically, like if you go 2 steps down, you're like an anti-hero because you're still worth points, and then you
Right.
become like an actual villain, and it becomes negative points.
And the other way that that affects it is throughout the game, we're starting neutral, and when you're within 1 point of neutral, you can use both of these decks, but if you start going down the villain track, you can only use anti-hero cards.
And same for hero.
Same for hero.
I'll
Correct.
show so you guys can see that here. It's this column here where it's like only white cards or white or light or dark or only dark cards.
All right. And then finally, this last set of runes, we've got the dark runes. At any point up to 3 times in one turn, you can spend 1 experience point, and you'll get to use one of these runes. What they do is they add 1 or 2 points, depending on which side they hit. If it's 1 point, then it's just 1 point flat towards your challenge, and that's it. If you get the 2 points off of a dark rune, you're going to get 2 points, but then you also drop down 1 in your track.
All of these are on the nifty thing.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's a nice little player guide for us.
Yes,
on
that
our
will
board.
help.
Because I already forgot half.
I'm going
Yeah,
evil so
no,
I
I'm
can
glad
work on
that
my
is
evil
there.
laugh. That's,
Oh,
that's
well, we
fun,
already
yeah.
know to watch out.
So gang up on the evil person.
What? No.
I got you.
I'm an anti-hero.
I mean, if we gang up on someone, the only way to do that is to become evil ourselves. So he's
Done.
just going to be dragging us down.
yes.
I
Thanks,
might
Guilty.
take the high road. All right. Okay, so we've got how all of these runes are going to be used. We're starting with 3 experience points to kind of help you towards using these runes if you want.
It also looks like you can't use dark runes if you're the most evil villain.
That's interesting. No
Just based
dark
on
runes.
the symbol,
Okay.
I'm assuming that that's what that means.
You just can't get more evil. It's not going to let you. All right. Okay. So how each particular... Actually, let's do the building of characters first. And then
Great.
that will allow us to have a tableau to then see how this is going to interact
Perfect.
with that. So I'm going to hand out 2 cards.
And also, one of the other interesting things about this game is that while this is a mechanical game where you're trying to build victory points through various methods in order to win the game, they strongly encourage this to also be played with a storytelling element where you actually do a little bit of storytelling about your character as they evolve. So we're definitely going to play into that because those of you who have been around a while know that we love storytelling games. Speaking of which, Dialect was nominated for like 3 awards for the Gen Con Awards. If you all didn't see me tweet out about that last week, check our Twitter. There's links somewhere. If someone wants to dig up the tweet, I don't remember. I think I sent it last week, but there's a bunch of places where you can go and vote for Dialect for like Game of the Year and some other awards for Gen Con, which is really, really cool because was one of our favorite games this year for sure.
Cool.
All right.
So what are we doing here?
In choosing these, you're going to choose 1 of each type of card. You're going to have an origin card. It will go in your first spot to the left. You're going to have a motivation card, the bluish back. That's going to go in the middle spot. And both of those are face up. And then face down, secret from the other players, you're going to have your destiny card. And you'll place that face down. And by the way, there are symbols at the top those symbols let you start the game being able to add those runes against particular challenges.
Cool.
Interesting.
And
What if you're sorry, what are the 3 card types again? There's the
Origin,
origin,
motivation,
okay, and
destiny.
okay. What do the symbol? Like if you have a number on your motivation card, what does that mean?
A number on the motivation card. So, okay, we've got a number here. Let's actually check that because I did not run into that before. That should be right.
So there is like a benefit for having things somewhat synchronized.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like points you get at the end of the game because it's less powerful or something.
I'll show chat what I'm doing.
Actually, that's
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to find it, Mr. Draco. It's not like we send that many tweets, but it was about a week ago. There should be a tweet about dialect if someone wants to link it. You get Draco's saying you get bonus VP, which makes sense because the ability that I'm looking at seems
Yeah.
less powerful than the other one.
that does make sense. So like I've got one here that I'm not going to use.
Okay.
I'm sure you would love this, so I can put this out here. This would be 3 tragedy points towards the end
Got
of the
it.
game.
Okay.
So you're going to throughout the game, various choices that you make are going to give
wish
you
I had that.
tragedy points, or yeah, I'm sure you
Okay.
do.
Wait, I don't. Okay, I still don't really understand what tragedy is this way.
Yes, is going to go that way.
There are also other ways to get tragedy points, I assume, from cards.
Right. So, yes, those are tragedy points. There, that's also your darkness track. But
You might have a
throughout-
destiny
let's see
that
if
gives you
there's
points for having tragedy, or what are these points called again? The light colored ones?
If they're light colors, they are called. Let's find out.
I remember that there are 3 types of points you can get, and you sum them to figure out
Yes.
your final score.
Yeah, you're gonna. There. Overall, it works out the same way. You're just going to be adding points together. It's not like one tragedies take away from triumph points. That's what it is. So you either get triumph points or tragedy points. There are certain cards throughout the game that say if you have more triumph points than tragedy points, then
Okay.
you get this.
And then
bonus.
these are just victory points that you collect.
Experience points that you collect
Experience
throughout the
points,
game.
okay.
You can spend them for various actions throughout the game. All right, let's make sure. So we've got that. Just wanted to see. Oh, that's a light path. Okay. And then there are certain ones. Let's do this. So that's going to be my motivation. I can show you one thing here.
I feel like picking a origin and motivation that affects different type of ruins is probably better than the same because it gives you like powers that affect more types of challenges.
It would diversify you, so you'd be able to tackle more
Yeah.
cards. Just
trying
think
to-
of it as specializing in something, which
Right.
limits your choices a little bit, but you could luck out in those.
Okay.
I want to make sure I know what one symbol means here.
And the symbols at the top, you start with those ruins, and you
You-
basically
yes.
have them for the whole game.
Yes, and so this is a pool. It's not like you take the ruins and no one else can use those.
Right, but
You'll
you
just
have them
want-
available.
Yes.
And then presumably, as you gain more cards, you get more runes available
Correct.
based on the symbols.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Symbol. Let's see.
This is
As you can see, chat, we're already falling behind in time.
technically we're in first turn.
He's
right?
reading the rules book.
No, we're in first turn.
No.
Are we in first turn?
Something
I feel like
that.
we're in first.
What are the steps
okay,
of a
it's-
turn?
We're in
Sort of.
setup, but I feel like first turn is part of that.
We're in late mode.
Okay, so we
Oh,
discard the cards we
that's
don't
what
want,
it
right?
is.
They can just go over there.
Yeah. There is.
And you said keep your destiny face down, but the other 2 can go face up.
Kit
Yep.
says not in the first turn.
So by the way, there are little story icons as well that you can collect throughout the game.
Yes,
They look like
Oh, we play face up?
those are like these, right?
yes, that's a story icon. That's a story icon.
Yeah,
It's
so
basically
every
set
car-
collection.
Every card has a story icon and a ruin icon, probably.
Not
Not
every-
every, but in this case they do.
In this case, yeah, the ones that are up. So
Okay.
the story icons, I think they're actually more common on this side because this is kind of your origin story
Right.
building up. The story icons work out as set collection. There is a nifty little score pad here if you want to see it. If you have 2 of one type of story icon, it's going to be worth 2 points at the end of game. 3 is worth 4. 4 is worth 8.
Okay, cool. All right,
All right.
let's talk about our characters. Sam?
I am a student.
Well, last
Wait.
card is face down. I didn't see it yet.
Didn't
Yeah, I
show
didn't see
you that
that.
card.
No one saw it. Yeah, that's your destiny. It's like your end game point thing.
And I have a vow of vengeance.
A student with a vow of vengeance.
That's
Awesome.
right. Don't cross me or my friends.
All right.
failures.
Give some thought to your name for a bit while we read out the rest of these. I am a sailor bound by honor. And time will tell whether I'm a pirate or a merchant sailor. or something else, but I am bound by honor.
All right. I am a pickpocket. And yeah, I'll have been an orphan running around the streets, but I get myself into a little bit too much trouble one day and realize that I'm going down the wrong path. I go to a nearby temple and pray about it, and then I get chosen by the light.
Nice.
All right. We're not using the tempted by darkness.
Cool.
All right. So this will be my thing. And you can look at your destiny card anytime you need to remind yourself what you might be trying to go for at any given time. All right. So the way this works, the first person is going to be the person who read a novel the most recently.
Novel.
For me, it
that
was
is
like
not fair.
Oh.
4 days ago, I think, was the last time I was reading.
Actually, okay, I think you've got me beat on 4 days ago. I read like 5 novels over 4th of July week, but I have not
good.
I have not read anything for the last week or so.
How do we define novel?
That's a good question. I
So
was curious.
novellas are usually things that are like less than 300 pages in a standard print.
I was
makes sense.
thinking topically, how do you define a novel?
Oh, I don't know.
It has a beginning and an end. There's a story arc that you're
Damn
following.
you fiction readers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, I
gotta tell
can't
a
tell you
story.
because I basically only read nonfiction.
Wrecked.
I mean, there are nonfiction
I
novels,
watch
so.
TV.
Wrecked.
All right. So I guess I'll take this first. So in any given turn, you have a couple of options. Either A, you can take a trait. And in this case, let's move this to something where it actually goes. So we're going to discard this because it actually doesn't have a place. All right, so you can tackle any one of these that happen to be up here if you have the sufficient runes to go for them.
Okay.
So it's either going to be take a trait, as long as you meet the conditions that are right here, you can take that trait.
Okay.
And you're perfectly good to go on it. Or you can try to attempt a challenge. So these are challenges right here. And when you're thinking about attempting a challenge, there are always 2 options in that challenge. So in this one, for instance, we've got, let's see if I can get that to, is that the camera that's on right now?
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
But
okay.
we'll show it in a sec. So we have the childhood rival.
Yes. So this one allows you to either try to win a foe's loyalty or crush your rival. Those are 2 different paths that you can take. They each have different outcomes, things that you'll get to add into your tableau when you take them. You just announce if you're going to take that challenge. I'm going to do the childhood rival challenge, and I want to win a foe's loyalty. And then you're going to cast runes based off of that.
Okay.
You can cast any runes that have that symbol, plus the basic, plus any dark runes
Okay.
that you decide to use, and you have to meet or exceed the number that's there.
Okay.
Occasionally, the bottom one, especially in the later acts, say +1, and that just means that whatever this number is, +1 is what you need to do in order, or what you need to accomplish.
Now, in this particular case, it shows 2 different types of runes.
Yes.
Can you use both types regardless of which one, or do you have to use the type that matches the top or bottom, whichever one you
No,
chose?
you can use both types
Okay.
towards that challenge.
Does this mean you get an extra rune of that type when you're doing the challenge, or after you've completed?
After it's in your tableau,
Okay.
then you can add
Oh,
it
so
to
like
your
if you
runes.
won, you would put it like underneath
Underneath
something
your
or
card.
above, depending
Yep.
on which you chose. Got
So
it.
if I were to win this card, for instance, the first thing that would happen is let's say I did win a foe's loyalty, it's going to go like that, so that I can see that I now have access to that rune and this story is in my icon, or vice versa.
So Mr. Draco has a rules correction.
Uh-oh, yes.
A
Thank you.
novel is defined as a book that contains more than 40,000 words.
So my definition was the closest.
But he says fiction or nonfiction.
I didn't say fiction or not.
Well, no,
fiction.
say that.
I asked.
Story arc. It just has to have some kind of arc that you're going through.
but
I
it-
guess-
Whoa.
Hold on, but I think Mr. Draco's right.
crap,
I think
I
it is specifically length, right? It does not actually matter.
experience.
So, if you have a 50,000
Raise your
page
hand if you're
manual-
shocked that Sam loses experience.
Damn it! I found it.
But anyways, thanks for looking that up, Mr.
I
Draco.
feel like that means I get to go first.
Oh, did you read something today?
Yeah, like last night.
Then you do it.
There was more
You're
than
first.
40,000 words?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
happy.
go
Do
for
it.
it. You're first.
Yeah.
The only other thing to note off of this particular track, these allies, if an ally comes out from here, it's going to go under whoever draws it. They get to choose which it goes under. It's got to go under one of the challenges. If there's no challenge it can go under, it gets discarded and another card
Oh, that's
gets
why that
drawn.
one got discarded.
And the allies, they sit to the side of your board. They just allow you to do extra things. You can even sacrifice your allies to gain
Yes.
points. But usually it's spending experience to
Okay,
get
so
extra
you have to
points.
beat the challenge to unlock the ally and then later get the ally? Or
You
what?
will, as soon as you beat the challenge, you get both this card and the ally, and you get to use them for the rest of the game as long as you have
Oh,
them.
so it's like a 2-for-1.
Yes, it's like a twofer.
That's pretty cool.
And then in later acts, there will be, I think, challenge cards that come out where you have to defeat someone.
Cool. Let's do it. Sam,
Cool.
what would you like to
So
do?
I get to take a card if I.
Yeah, if you
You
have
meet
the
those
thing.
conditions.
right.
Also, if nothing here
And you
is
do have
working
the
for
thing,
you,
yeah.
you can spend one experience to journey. That allows you to take any set. So, like, you could get rid of those and put something else in its
Would
place.
anyone like to guess what the first attribute that the student is going to get is?
I don't know.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
definitely secret royalty. Because in this age, that's the only people who could be a
I
student.
know you all can't read the cards. I'm saying you could probably still guess it.
I'm going to be studious.
All right, going
Yeah.
for theme here.
Do we immediately replace?
Immediately replacing
Okay.
that.
So what does this mean? This just means
You now
that
have
in my
an extra
rolls, I get an extra of this rune, and then something about story with blah, blah, blah.
When you have a challenge of that type, I presume, right?
For the story icon?
No, for
Yeah, the
Yes,
story
when you have a
rune type.
challenge of that type,
Yeah.
that's intelligence. So
Right.
you have intelligence and wisdom is what you're working on.
So
there.
now he can roll 2 intelligence runes for intelligence challenges.
Correct.
But he can't roll them for other types of challenges because
Correct.
they're the wrong type. Cool.
Wait, hold on. So what does this icon mean?
That's
That-
a story icon.
Oh, it's a story icon.
So you're
okay.
collecting sets of it. It's not on here, but you're just collecting sets. You may also have a card that relates to that
Got it,
for
got it,
like
got it.
bonuses.
Oh, it's the 4 thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Exactly. All right, Darren.
Last thing, just so that you
Oh.
know, if you attempt a challenge and you fail it, the card goes away and something else comes in its place.
Is there
People
any
can't.
other penalty?
No, there's no other penalty.
Oh.
In fact, some of
So I could deny cards to people.
you could. That is one way of doing it.
Do we
Including
immediately
yourself.
put something under this challenge, or
No, I think it's only if an ally pops
Only if
up.
an ally. Yep.
got it? Okay. Cool.
All right, so now it's on you.
Oh, we're going counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Oh no, we are
you're
going-
you're next. You're next.
That is
next.
kinda- oh,
Yeah.
I don't like triangles. All right.
Wow.
He says while playing a game that has triangles.
It does have triangles.
Oh, that's
a rhombus. What do we have here?
Yeah, we know, Mr. Draco. I might be able to move the camera closer since we don't care about the other ones. But I don't think I can.
You could actually probably legit tilt it down.
Yeah, you think it
Nope,
would be more?
nope, nope.
No, I don't think it would be more readable. But you can at least see the art better. We'll hold up the cards closer when we do something with them, so you can see what they are.
I mean, I can try to adjust the camera a little bit.
Okay.
Sam will mess with the camera while we're taking our turns, because there were some filters on it, right?
Yeah.
And the filters may be doing things that are not good.
Okay, if you have that or that. Okay, so I am going to just start off with the one thing that's not going to cost me too much to go for it. And I am going to go for the Adventurous card, which is just a trait that I am acquiring. Whack.
I blame Sam.
And now we've got a Lost in the Woods card that comes out.
Escape your pursuers.
And as a reminder, there are only 3 cards that you are adding per each stage. Once you get to 3, you can't add anything else to your origin.
Add 3
to-
or total 3?
add 3 to your current origin card.
Got it.
Do we want
Alright.
to show that up close real quick so that people can see the beautiful art? and
Yeah, the art
everything?
in this game is amazing.
So you are now an adventurous pickpocket.
Yes, adventurous pickpocket.
Okay.
Climb on that side of the cliff where there are tons of pockets to pick.
Well, a lot of challenges came up all of a sudden. That kind of sucks. Yeah. Not a lot I can do here. I don't have good chance of winning a foe's loyalty. or crushing your rival.
Maybe.
Wait, so the difference between crushing your rival and winning your foe's loyalty is you get to roll an extra ruin of that type?
Yeah, so if you...
Oh, no, it just determines what your reward is?
Yes, which rune is going to be
got
your
it.
reward, and story icon.
Okay.
And then
I guess I'm going to spend an experience to find out that I am also secret royalty.
wow.
Yeah.
Who saw that one coming?
So, Bosun, what I'm going to call myself? I don't know. Well, chat, help me think of a name. He's Bosun something. He's a sailor. He's also secret royalty. And it cost me 1 experience to get that card because I had no white cards to discard.
Is experience also VP or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so spending them reduces your point total for sure.
Gotcha.
At the end of the game, you add up the experience tokens, and then your triumph or tragedy points. And I think those are the only things you get points. So I assume
it'll be a couple more. So
plus
you'll add up all the
this.
story icons plus
Okay.
whatever this is going to give you
right,
at the end of the game.
Yeah, the story icon combo. Yeah.
All right.
But I assume the majority of your points will probably come from experience.
So let's figure out. I'm gonna do a thing. All right. So I want to do find a place of power.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, you get a
So
+1.
yeah. What does the +1 mean?
That's going to mean instead of 3, it's going to be a 4 challenge.
So it's harder.
Okay. And so I get to add these 2 or 1 of these runes to my thing, right?
You can roll either type of rune if you have them, and you have one of that type, so you get to add that to your roll.
Okay.
And then you roll those 4 runes, and you're trying to get 4.
And if you want, you can spend an experience to throw a dark rune in there to boost your chances.
Yes. And then you also have your abilities, whatever they do, which in this case, you can feel free to roll. I'll just tell chat. But during a challenge, if at least one of his runes shows a result of the intelligence or whatever he's rolling right now, which is this one with the hat, he gets an extra experience. So if the special rune that he's rolling comes up with the special rune symbol, he'll get a free experience out of it, which is kind of cool.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna try a dark rune just in case.
Oh my god. I just saw your other ability. Whenever Sam fails a challenge or sacrifices an ally, he also gains an extra experience. So Sam can just kill all the challenges and fail them for XP.
Wait.
Which probably isn't the most efficient thing.
Hold on.
But
What do I pay? I pay to use a dark rune, right?
yeah.
Okay. So I will pay, use a dark rune.
Okay.
And then if I fail, I basically get it back.
Yes. It's basically free.
Except for the evil.
If you roll that, yeah.
All right. So what's the best way to do this? What do you want? me to do?
Just roll it in on the 2s. The 2s are visible.
We use the napkin roller.
Yeah. As you
right.
rolled them all below the camera.
Damn it!
Fail.
No.
So that,
Wait. Hold on. Does that fail?
that is a
No,
fail.
I meant fail as in you.
Well, it is
rolled them
also
off
a
camera.
fail.
Yes.
So you got 3 points towards it, which means you don't meet the 4 that's required for it. But you do get to draw one of either of these cards.
I'll take a hero.
You're
Is
gonna
there
take a
any
hero.
particular trend in the cards, like some of them tend to help people who are heroes versus not, or something like that?
For the most part, hero cards are going to help your rolls. They're going to give you bonus points. They're going to allow you to do extra things. These cards, I believe, they can mess with other people's rolls. They're going to boost your own rolls in some way, shape, or form, but I think they also flirt with corruption. I didn't play with these too much because I'm too good for that.
Okay.
So
Mini fridge, I would say,
How fantasy do you want your name to be?
let's say, I'm not going for high fantasy. I'm a sailor, so let's say low fantasy style name. But I'm not looking for Smith or James or whatever. But if you want to go pirate fantasy style names, that would be good for my secret royalty sailor bound by honor.
So I flipped over Harness Dark Power
You're like
or
Commodore
Resist
Norrington
Temptation.
from Pirates of the Caribbean. Ooh. Norrington is a great name, but I'm not going to steal it. Resist Temptation.
Okay, where did my hero card go?
You hit it under the napkin roller of doom.
Ooh. Okay, cool.
I am secret royalty, so maybe I have a name that is a little bit more classy and upstanding, but
Sir Bosun Windcatcher.
but I'm secret royalty, so like it's not people don't know for sure, but like I'm probably using a given name,
Windcatcher Esquire.
right? I'm probably using a given name that is like more proper than most of my fellow sailors, but I'm not using like my royal last name so that because I'm secret royalty.
Goldwind.
Yeah.
So secret, he
go
doesn't
ahead.
even know.
It's on me?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to go for, I like the thought of maybe tackling, dangerous artifacts. Oh, I could resist temptation. It's going to give me that. So I think I'm going to deal with this cruel winter here.
Ooh.
So this
Winter is coming.
going to have to beat a
How
4.
dark that card is.
It is a very dark card. I'm not going to steal to survive. I'm going to try to forage for food.
Okay.
So in forage, I'm beyond the stealing. Remember, I'm not pickpocketing anymore.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I can use any of the dexterity or constitution.
Sam
runes.
just lost 5 points. Keep track of that, chat.
-5 for references.
2. And I have 3 of those already, so pretty well stacked on
We're
this challenge.
subtracting 5 from Sam's score at the end. All right, right there, right on the top of the 2s.
All right,
Boom.
so I am going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, so I pass, and I get to draw one of these cards. I'm gonna draw
Nice.
this.
That's a really good roll.
It was a fairly profitable roll, and that allows me to take this with forage for food. That's going to go under here. Put that down, which means I'm going to be maxed out when I try for Constitution challenges in the
All
future.
right, we have an ally, I think, childhood
So-
friend.
I can put that under whatever I want, which really is one of these 2 things. I guess I'm going to toss this one under dangerous artifacts. So apparently someone's childhood friend is carrying around a dangerous
Perhaps someone's childhood
We got
rival.
Brave.
artifact. And Brave is going to go right here.
One person's childhood rival is another person's childhood friend.
And then last bit on my turn, since I still don't have any tragedy stacked against me, I'm going to spend 1 experience point in order to gain another hero card.
Okay.
Wait, what?
That's my special
has an
for
ability.
chosen by
Special
the
ability,
light.
got it.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as he has no tragedy points, he can buy cards for an experience point,
Right.
which is crazy.
All
All right. I'm just going to guess based on the wording of one of my abilities. If you roll exactly the challenge number, you succeed.
Yes.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I am going to try I'm going for that childhood rival. As secret royalty, I may have a childhood rival who is the reason why I am adventuring and in secret. Like maybe my family lost the throne due to my childhood rival and their family, right? So I'm going to try and crush my rival.
Oh, no.
I've come across my rival in the wild while sailing, and I'm going to attempt to crush him as he taunts me, seeing how far I've fallen from my royalty. So, all right, I need to put that one back and find. Oh, wait, no, 3 runes. Okay, so 3 runes, and then I get to do a. What are these again? Strength.
Strength.
I get a strength rune because I have one here. And I get one of these, whatever it's called,
Which one's that?
Charisma?
That one's charisma, I believe.
right? I get a charisma rune from being secret royalty.
Secret royalty being charismatic.
And you know what?
Yes.
I'm guaranteed 1, 2. I need 4. With 5 runes here, I think my chances are pretty high, so I'm not going to buy a dark rune.
Okay.
And if I fail, I can pay 2 to try again in extreme circumstances.
You are just not going down the evil path like I thought you were going to.
I'm secret royalty. Maybe I'm not evil. Or maybe I'll turn evil. Maybe that'll be a dramatic turn in the middle of my character arc. That
right.
looks like 5.
That is 5.
Woo!
Axe.
All right, so I crush my childhood rival
Ugh.
and get a
get
mentor.
All right.
So okay, so here's what happened. I was sailing and we landed at port, and another ship pulled up that was like the ship that it was like a royal ship, like from the Royal Navy, and my childhood rival, whose family now controls the throne that my family used to be the royalty of, is serving in the Navy as a prince, and was on that ship. And he's been taunting me, and we meet in a tavern, and he taunts me, and I finally say, fuck it. And because I decide not to go the evil route, I decide to crush him in a drinking contest. And the stakes of the drinking contest are the winner gets the quartermaster from the naval ship,
Okay.
who was my mentor, was both of our mentors as a child. So he's both of our mentors, and he was sailing with the prince, and he's one of the few people who didn't betray me, but out of loyalty to the throne, he stayed with them because he was mentors to us both. I love it. Bosun Renwick, that's my character's name. So Bosun Renwick wins the drinking contest, and the quartermaster comes to serve on his ship.
He doesn't win the drinking contest.
He
crushes
it. Yeah, that's right. So now I have a quartermaster who is my mentor, and
Can I get 2 of the...
what's the best way to display allies since they have an ability at the
They're
bottom?
just going to go
Do they just go
to the side of the board.
Okay.
They're not going to be added to your tip.
Oh, because they don't actually give
Right.
you runes.
So they will, at the end of the game, give you story icons.
Yes.
Some of them have points that are associated with them.
Okay.
Can I get the whatever the magical thingy is? The
Which one?
Wand thingy?
The,
This I don't know what this is called.
That's okay.
Oh, intelligence.
Yes.
Yes.
So
2
here's one.
intelligence, please.
2 intelligence.
I'm going to harness some dark power.
All right. Chat, I'm also going to let you name my rival, who is Prince something. Or Princess. It could be Princess. I'm totally cool with that.
The one that you just crushed?
Yeah. They're not dead. I didn't go the evil path.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
evil path would have been
To be fair,
combat.
he crushed them in a drinking
Yeah,
Yeah,
contest.
it's a drinking contest, so they could come up again.
Prince Taco.
Princess Taco.
Ooh, look at that.
All right,
In fact,
5.
5.
I'm
Cool.
going to insist on my rival being Princess because I like the idea of having a strong female rival who has dethroned me.
And this is Princess
what-
Taco.
What does the dark
Possibly.
card at the top mean?
I'm accepting more
That one
submissions from chat,
means-
and I'll pick my
That one
favorite.
means you get, right now, you get one of these cards.
Ooh,
Nice. Wow, somebody really likes intelligence. I wonder what his destiny card says.
Flip this out.
and I get the childhood friend, which I can spend stuff to sacrifice my friend,
Nice.
or to gain stuff until its turn. Okay.
I think there's a...
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and mine does the same thing, just with a different rune type.
Yeah.
I would assume most of the allies probably have something like that.
Yeah.
I've also realized I need to separate my experience points away from the pile of experience points.
Oh, crap.
What?
Did I turn up one of the blue ones? Or the intelligence ones last time?
Did he roll an intelligence rune face up for 2 points?
Chat.
Or
Only.
someone check the VOD.
I think I did because I got.
There were 2
5.
different ones that were up. Yeah, so you had to have
Okay.
rolled one.
Chat's saying yes. So Sam gets an extra experience.
Thank you.
Oh, I also should have gotten an experience because my challenge was difficulty 4 and I only beat it by 1 and I every time I overcome a challenge by 1 or less, I get an experience.
Okay.
We're learning our abilities.
Sorry, what?
Says the guy who just did the same thing.
Oh, no. Sorry. I did it on my turn.
Didn't have the retcon for that
Technically,
one.
it was already Darren's turn. He's
Excuse me,
already
I don't
got
believe
cards.
I don't
true.
believe in your story.
Yeah.
You explained how you gained this extra experience. I on the other hand, yada over everything.
Oh yeah, you yada yada yada. Yeah, it was clear that I went for a drinking contest instead of a physical confrontation because I'm bound by honor not to just kill this
Yes, I did,
person who
kid.
was my childhood friend.
And yada. Kit's still my friend. Yeah, my childhood friend is Kit. Or what was that? Goofy Coopster.
Goofy Coopster, yes, we're bringing it back. Goofy Coopster is your childhood
Yeah,
friend.
my childhood friend is Goofy Coopster.
For those of you who were there for our
From
dialect
Mars.
stream, that was Sam's character who, Sam
This is before he
and
died.
Goofy grew up together on Mars. No,
Yeah,
All right.
they
they
study
both
things
escaped.
on Mars.
I didn't like having to forage for food and kind of being hungry that whole time, so I think I'm going to respond to this call to arms right here. And I'm going to respond to it by trying to enlist in the King's army. I know that they're well fed, they are taken care of, so I'm going to do that with, let's see, a bunch of
something that we
These?
didn't quite explain is
Go.
how do we unlock the second act?
As soon as the first person puts down, and actually, do you have 3 extra cards?
No,
or
just 2.
You're on
Just
2?
2.
Okay.
Okay.
So as soon as the first person puts
So
the
basically,
third down,
right now, if you succeed,
if I succeed, these will be unlocked.
Okay.
Everyone will have access to them.
cool.
I have to play off of them,
But we can
you can
collect
take it,
them, but not put them
but
into
not add
work.
them in until you've added
Okay.
3 to your first.
Okay, so we could like collect some of these, but we'd have to go back and get one before we could add them to the tableau.
Right.
All right, that makes sense.
Quick question.
Yes.
How are we keeping track of Darknet, like one step down? So this is like just one step down
Correct.
entirely.
Yes.
And then if you get this one, it's one step up? Or how does that work? That
So there
one
are
thing.
certain. It looks
I
like
think
there
that's just a
aren't-
triumph point.
Yeah, there's nothing here that's going to.
No, this
This one, that's a triumph.
I would
point,
assume it'd
yep.
be the sun symbol.
Yeah, there's a sun symbol that will pop up on
Or
some
the-
of them. It'll look like
moon
this
symbol.
on a card. When you get that on a card or on a card that you're playing from here, that will allow you to move up and track.
So what's
Same
a
as-
triumph point?
These light colored points are called triumphants. The dark ones are called tragedy points. So if you get this card, you get one of those type of points, which you may have a destiny thing that says like collect that type of point or don't collect that type of point or whatever, right?
I, for instance, have something for Chosen by the Light. I get to use this if and only if I don't have any tragedy points.
So if he collected a card like that that had the dark diamond,
Right.
he would not be able to use that anymore for the rest of the game.
And tragedy and triumph cancel each other out at the end of the game? Or?
No, you add them together. They're just different types of points that are associated with doing good things or bad things, and you also get them from moving up and down this track.
All right, rolling. And so I am going to get
Wow.
2, 3, and I need 4, so I need that to be the 2 and not
I assume it is
gaining
not.
experience. So, so I'm going to go with just the 2 on that, which
Oh. How do you know
You have
when
to
to
pick?
roll
actually,
the
which
one with
ones?
dots?
Let me make sure, because I got to 3 on that. I have 3 of those symbols stacked
Oh,
up,
cool.
which allows me to roll this one. So this one actually.
Oh, it's like always the third one.
Got
Let me
it.
make sure that
I didn't realize that it was like that. That's nice.
that.
Clearly, so you're in a good spot then, because you can now do
Okay.
that with the intelligence ones.
It's actually interesting. This does not look like what it was printed on. That's why I'm being thrown off. This is not the same printing as it is in the rulebook. That's interesting. But what this actually means is
They change the shape.
so instead of adding 2 to a Constitution challenge, I am add 2 or 1. Okay, so I am gaining something here, an experience token. So I gain an experience token. I have therefore only rolled 3. I get to draw one of these
Oh,
cards,
so it's
however.
worth 0, but it's
Oh,
gives you an
okay. So I
experience.
see. Diamond is experience. And okay, so you're
got it.
guaranteed either
Correct.
2 or
Okay.
experience.
And some of these have
Always. Oh,
Triangles, which means draw
You
a
get a
hero
hero
card
card.
or
Got it.
anti-hero.
Got
Okay.
So
Makes
because I
sense.
failed on that one, I'm going to use my pickpocket ability. Once per turn, when you fail a dexterity or constitution challenge, you may pay 2 experience and
Okay.
try again. So I'm just going to roll these.
That's not bad. You got one, so it really
wait, do
just
you
cost
get
you.
the experience before you reroll?
Yes. Yeah, I just get to. So I
Yeah.
tried the challenge. I got to get whatever came out of the challenge, and now I'm trying the challenge
Yeah.
a separate time. And that is much better.
So
Okay.
presumably, if you had his or my ability plus yours, you could fail the challenge, gain an
reroll.
extra XP, then pay to re-roll.
Yep.
Because you have failed, so it resolves.
So this is going to allow me. I have a 5, and then I also
again,
get an experience
wow.
point.
So it was
I
literally
really
free.
Paid, yeah, that paid quite
hate
well
you
for me.
wanted
But I don't hate
Calling to arms. We're going to pop this one out.
Oh, I wanted that one.
A foundling.
So which one did you do? Did you do defend your homestead or
I did
enlist?
specifically the defend my
Okay.
homestead. Or no, sorry, enlist in the king's army is what I was
Okay.
going for.
So
that's gonna go
you
like that.
have done that, and then we now reveal the second row, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna pull the camera back just a little
Alright.
bit here.
Mad cultist. That's an adversary. So we are getting adversaries now. Steal from the rich, give to the poor, and honorable.
So
as a
the,
trait.
the card that Darren just got gives him 1 triumph point and a power, power rune, I guess is what you call it. This dude. All right. So a bunch of stuff popped up.
So just so we know, the adversary function, I'm gonna look this up just to be sure, but it works like a challenge. There's no choice, you're just trying to defeat that particular adversary. If you beat this, I believe it goes into your tableau, but I'm going to make sure that is correct.
Challenge, you may just gain one. Oh. That's pricey.
Okay. I don't think I want to do that. Okay. Oh, that foundling is interesting. How do you pay for the foundling?
I think you just can take it.
You can just take it and you get
Yes,
a card
that's a
and 3
trait.
points,
Yep.
and
As long as you meet the actually that one you
it
just
has
take.
no. Okay, I'm just gonna take it then.
It's pretty excellent.
And you go up here.
So this foundling gives me a hero card, 3 triumph points, and I go up on the hero track. So it's actually a net 5 points for me and a card, and I become a. A foundling is what? And I don't know what it is. Do I just set it aside? No,
it's going to go in your
It
tableau
goes in.
here.
Oh, it just doesn't give me anything.
yeah, it goes to your
well, it's-
total. It gives you the 3
Yeah.
points.
Right. It gives me
At
the
the
3
end.
cards. It just. I mean, it doesn't give me runes or story
Right.
points or anything because it's just straight up points and cards.
Okay.
So now you can start.
I am the
adding
hero
things.
you deserve.
So
Absolutely.
if I finish the last one on the top, then the top is like no longer relevant, right? Act 1 is no longer relevant.
Yeah,
if I
as long
finish,
as everyone's finished that can even be cleaned.
Because you
off to the
can't
side.
because you can't get them once you
Right.
have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For the hero cards, because it's the first time I've gotten one, if they have a point value in the upper corner, does that mean they're worth that point at the end of the game if you haven't
Yes.
spent them, or
So
what? How does that work?
It's if they're in your hand, unless you have something that says otherwise. Because
worth
there
that
is at
many
least
points.
one card. They're worth whatever you're putting down. So they're
Okay.
just like the allies. They're going to go off to the side.
Okay, so if you don't spend them, then
Then potentially
they're
they're
worth
worth
points. Okay. Cool.
If you do spend them, they are worth points.
Oh, so you keep them even after you spend them?
Correct. So if I were to play this, that is worth 1 point at the end of
Got
the
it.
game. If it's in my hand, I don't have anything that's going to help me. It's
Okay.
just a dead card.
Nice.
cool.
All right.
All right,
Good call, Kit. I'm gonna open it now. Actually,
I'm going to try to learn some.
I got up, but I left the computer over here.
I'm gonna try to learn some dark secrets. Wait, is there any advantage for me to keep going once I
On-
have 3?
So
if
you get
have a destiny
fourth,
thing that gives you points for having them.
yes, there could be a destiny that'll give you points for having extra ones of those. That's about it, actually. You're not going to be casting more runes based off of having more of that particular style.
You could also be trying to deny someone, but in this case, we both can't game that type anymore.
Yeah. So I can just take this, right?
Yeah.
And then because I don't have any darkness
Correct.
points yet, Oh wait,
Well, you
I
do
do
actually. You have a vow of vengeance.
I can't do this then.
So you cannot gain that one, unfortunately. All right, chat. We're gonna open up the giveaway right now while Sam is thinking, because he has a lot of choices here. If you've not done a giveaway with us before, someone can go ahead and type !giveaway in the chat. We're opening the giveaway now. We are giving away not only a copy of this game, Call to Adventure, but we're giving away the playmat that comes along with the game and custom card sleeves. So huge, huge, huge thank you to Brotherwise Games for hooking that up. That's incredible. If you've not done a giveaway before, you buy tickets for the giveaway by spending tilts, which is our in-stream currency. If you don't know how many tilts you have, you can type !tilts in chat. You can buy up to 25 tickets where every ticket is 1 tilt. So as Kit just did in chat, he bought 25 tickets by doing !tickets 25. If you do not have enough tilts to buy a full 25 tickets, you will earn them by watching the stream, so stick around. You also can get 10 tilts for free by following the stream right now. So if you don't have enough tilts to buy as many tickets as you want, you can go ahead and throw us a follow. Hopefully you're enjoying the content, and you will get an extra 10 tilts that you can buy tickets with.
Question.
Yes.
I can pay to get rid of cards.
You can pay 1 and remove a card from the track. It's called
Okay.
Journey.
Does that take an action on my turn, or I can just do
No,
it?
you can do that as a free action. So on your turn, the only thing that you're limited to 1 of is anything that says you can only do this once per turn.
Of course, if you're going to
look
spend
at that
1,
follow.
you could just get Brave for free. Well, for the same cost, rather.
True. So you can play any number of cards out of your hand that you're able to play. You can journey as much as you want.
And let's say for this one, if I want uncover hidden lore, I have to use this as the roll.
You have to use either of those two.
Oh, okay. So I could roll my 3
Yes.
thing and go for that.
Yep. That's just the reward. You have to decide which reward you're going for.
Okay. So I guess I'll go for the uncover hidden lore, and then I want my 3 magical intelligence tokens.
Perfect. Welcome to the table, LP Mini Fridge. If you type !tilts again, you should now see that you have 21 tilts
You're excited
instead of
how much
11.
is- All right. Can you pass the intelligence tokens, please?
Oh, yes, I can. Boom. Mr. Big Money here. Let's see if he can actually roll in the camera this time.
Where am I trying to? Well, I mean,
Right here.
I felt bad. The only thing I don't like about these is it's like, all right, well, if I just drop them, I'm not really rolling, you know? Like
No, I
that's,
know, but you can cast them anywhere where these cards are, and it's fine. Wow, what a good cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get
And a hero card.
Hero card.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna uncover some hidden lore.
Goofy, we're just rolling on the cards so that you all can see the runes get rolled. I mean, I guess we could move the camera off to the side, maybe, but here, actually, since Darren and I are drawing from this pool, maybe we can roll runes into this and just move those.
Also,
somewhere that you can.
we're done with the top row
Yeah,
since I got
that's
my
true.
third, so we can space things out some more.
Yep. So I'm just gonna clear these out.
There we go. Should we put these
Yeah,
over
put
here?
the runes there, and what we'll do is we'll roll runes here in this empty
All
space.
right, sounds good. And get rid of this. One thing, by the way, that we did wrong, and it's okay.
It's abusive. What did the cards ever do?
To be
you?
fair, you both had profited off of it. If there's an ally under a card, it adds 1 to that challenge.
Oh. Is that?
Wow.
Oh,
Good to
that's
know.
like a rule we were supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Thankfully, I beat mine by 1, so I didn't cheat.
Did you cheat?
Don't remember.
Check the VOD chat.
the
Sam's
VOD,
a cheater.
please.
Yeah. If Sam wins and it turns out that
Rigged.
he cheated, yep, rigged. Didn't
Yep.
count.
I could just sacrifice my friend right now.
It's actually no.
Bye,
it
Goofy
actually,
Coopster.
It balances out because
me do this.
Sam is negative 5 points. So
Wow.
chat called it.
Oh.
Chat
okay.
officially took away 5 points for the Game of Thrones reference.
That's fine.
Just
So that balances out his cheating.
It's official?
Yeah.
Wait, rigged? Jordan rigged it. See? It's official. Jordan rigged it.
All right. Is it your turn, Darren?
Yeah, I just finished.
all right. So you
Perfect.
are good to go. Oh, what am I going for my next?
I was afraid that this game was going to take a really long time, but seeing
it's
that
wrapping up.
we've now moved into the second phase, hopefully we'll make decisions faster and have more time to focus on the storytelling, which will be nice. But it definitely felt slow the first couple of turns because we were trying to figure out what we were doing.
Ooh, there's some nice stuff down here. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I was tempted to go for second row stuff, but I really just wanted to get.
Yeah.
When I saw that free card that was worth a decent amount, I just had to take it. Hopefully, I won't regret not getting a third rune in the early stages. I may, in fact, regret it.
Okay. All right. Well, I have only one of those. This is going to be tough. Tough. What do I have here?
Are these cards worth stuff at the end?
Which ones? If you play them and they're in your tableau off to the side, then they're going to be worth whatever it says.
If they're still in your hand,
if
they're
still
not?
in your hands, unless you have something
Okay.
that says otherwise, they're not going to be worth
So you
points.
want to play them.
Correct.
Got it. I like that. I like having a mechanic that encourages you to play your cards rather than having to like weigh whether it's worth playing them because it's way more fun to play cards.
Yeah. Okay. So I
As
am
it
gonna
says,
go-
throw things at Jordan. Next time you roll the runes, throw them at him.
Okay. I will catch them.
Ooh. Okay. So I am.
You can throw them. You could cast them in my hat, and then I could dump them.
All right. I'm going to go for something that might end up failing. So I am going to play Divine Favor, my hero card.
You
Okay.
would.
This is going to allow me to roll an extra rune. And I am going to attempt a daring heist, and I want to give to the poor.
Of course you would.
You're attempting a Darren heist.
A Darren heist.
Darren Heist.
A Darren
that is officially his name.
It's with an apostrophe. It's
Darren
a Darren heist.
Darren Heist.
All right, so this is going to be. Ooh, this is
So
going to be a
it's
plus
6.
one. I am almost certainly going to fail this challenge, but that's
But you're
okay.
rolling
Give to the
3,
four.
right?
I'm rolling 3 basic, so we're going to do this 3 basic.
And then
I am
you're
going to
rolling-
only be able to roll 1 dexterity. Is all that I have right now.
And
for
then
that.
you roll the 1.
And then I'm going to roll the one. Which one is that? It's
The purple
Yeah,
thing.
charisma. So kind of going for a Robin Hood feel here, I guess. This is a tough call.
Is
Do I
that
have anything else that's gonna
starish
help me?
symbol a story symbol? Is that what
Which
that
one?
is? The symbol here, is that a story symbol?
That is a story symbol. Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna try this. I'm going to almost certainly fail. I have to get a 6, and that is a very not.
That is not
that is
6.
very
That's
not
a,
6. That's
a 4 and a card.
So it's gonna give me a card. I'm going to take that.
Are you going to pay to try again?
Yeah, I am going to possibly pay to try again. Do I want to?
How badly do you want to fail?
How badly do I want to fail? I am potentially. You know what? I'm gonna do it.
'Kay.
Because I want to.
Make sure to buy those tickets, y'all, if you haven't yet.
He now has no
No
experience.
experience.
We'll pick
in
the
my
winner
hand.
for the giveaway at the end of the stream. Also, if you haven't entered the Gleam yet, !Gleam for a chance to win another copy. Oh yeah, we forgot to do our special rolling of the runes
Oh yeah,
area
we're doing it here now. All right.
to stop the abuse.
All right, and we're still only have basically the same roll. So again, I'm going to take one of these cards. Let's see if any of them help me with anything, and they don't. Neither do.
So you basically failed.
I failed so hard. Okay.
I failed so hard and
So
got so far.
I am, however,
In the end, it didn't even matter.
Going to play these 2 cards that I
What?
have stacked up. Actually, we'll keep
Okay.
that one in
So you
hand.
just
Oh, you have
gained
2.
2.
I gained 2.
Sorry, that was towards the Sam. Not
All right.
Is that it?
And that is it.
Great. Face a challenge an opponent just failed. If you succeed, skip your next turn. Also, here's your divine favor back.
All right. Thank you.
I figured I might as well play it. How many times am I going to get a chance to have someone fail a challenge? So, and I actually do have one of these rune types, which is nice. So I get one of these. But I am almost certainly going to fail because I assume when it says face a challenge, do I get to choose or do I have to do the same one you
I
did?
think it's the same one. That makes sense because that's the challenge that I went for.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was the challenge or if it was like these are the challenges.
let's put this in perspective. The secret royalty is going to
'Cause I might-
definitely fail at giving to the poor.
Because I might make
I
a
don't
different.
like this,
I might choose steal from the rich if I had a choice, but I don't think I'm not
No.
sure if I do.
You're gonna fail to give to the poor. Boswad, blah 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 would
Right.
definitely do
Bosun
that.
Renwick, thank
The
you.
third.
You fell for Bosun Renwick's trap. I literally don't even. I think I'm going to make a roll that is impossible to win, in the hopes that I get a free card out of it.
Yeah, you either get a free card
Or nothing.
Well, not necessarily a free card, because then you're skipping your next turn.
Blah, blah,
No.
blah.
If I fail, I don't skip my next turn. So I literally cannot succeed
gotcha.
because the
Okay.
difficulty is 6 and the max I can get is
Yeah.
5. So
Kid,
I'm literally just hoping that I get a free card
Rigged.
to get this out there.
Rigged.
Kid, his royal name is Renwick.
Oh, I did
You
it.
did the free card.
His normal name is blah blah blah.
Yeah. So I'm
Blah, blah, blah.
just because I'm curious what they do. I'm actually gonna take a dark card, whatever they're called. Villain card, evil card.
Alright.
I don't actually know what the name is.
All right,
you're
so
dark
we're
curious.
definitely pitching this now.
I think it's an anti-hero.
Anti-hero card. Yeah. I am dark curious.
Jordan can be pressed into service or break out of captivity now.
All right. So
Yeah.
Oh, he's captured because he's secret royalty.
I think I am going to just make this a quick turn, and I'm going to spend an experience point to become a criminal. So, dark turn, right? So here's what happened. After I defeated Princess Taco, because literally no one came up with a better name. That was the only suggestion we had, so that's what we're going with. After I defeated Princess Taco in a crushing drinking contest, Princess Taco wanted revenge and actually went to the authorities of the port that we were in and convinced them that I had that I had committed the heist that you did. So this was me rolling, and the reason that I rolled and failed that was me getting set up for a heist that I never could have actually done because I literally couldn't have succeeded on that roll. So your heist, I was framed for by Princess Taco, and so now the authorities are after me, which makes me a criminal in the eyes of the law.
They said not Princess Taco, Princess Otaku.
Oh, Taco.
I'm gonna stick with Princess.
Oh,
this is a
Otaku.
good- This is a good character story so far. I think.
Otaku.
When are you releasing this novel?
Right?
this is
Yeah. I like
Maybe
it.
available for giveaway by next stream.
Yeah. In fact,
Bonus 5 victory
Yeah.
points if you write a novel based on the story by the end of the
who's
game.
our novel writer? It's Goofy, right? Goofy, write up the the inside the cover summary of my novel for us, and we'll read it
Minus
out.
5 points for forcing chat to do work.
Maybe become an NPC in my next campaign. I love it.
Cool. I'm gonna go after the mad cultist.
I didn't tell you guys why I was a foundling because I don't know how to work that in.
A foundling? What is a foundling? It
Exactly.
Sounds like you're maybe the
I only vaguely know what
You
foundling
need
is.
a recap?
offspring
I'll
of a
recap in a
founder.
bit, Goofy. I'm gonna let Sam take his turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna also play a divine favor.
Oh, it's an infant that's been abandoned by its
So I'm
parents.
gonna get 2 of these things.
That's where the okay, all right.
Okay,
Secret
this-
royalty.
This is even better. This is even better.
Before I roll, I just want a rules clarification. So I have a anti-hero card that says bend the rules.
Yep.
It says play this during a challenge you're attempting, choose a rune and flip it over.
That's like a reaction.
So I can do it after I roll.
Yes, you don't
Okay,
have to do it. Just keep it in store.
All right, cool.
Are you doing a challenge?
Yes, I'm attempting this
You're
challenge. I'm
the Mad
attempting to
Cultist challenge.
Yeah.
Great. Play this as another hero is attempting a challenge. They must choose another challenge or trait instead.
Oh.
You're an asshole.
I'm instilling fear of you. You fear the Mad Cultist.
He is royalty.
You suck.
Yeah. So while Sam's thinking about that, the quick recap on my character, including the foundling thing, is that Prince Renwick was actually the child of the deposed monarchs. yeah, that's fine. And what happened is that the parents of Princess Taco, the Tacos, or maybe her first name is Taco. I don't know. Anyways, the parents of Princess Taco deposed my parents, but as a child, my mentor saved me, and no one knew that I was the child of the deposed monarchs because I was a baby. And I ended up growing up as like a I don't know what the word is, but like a protege or something of the royal family, but not actually their blood relation. I was like I'm blanking on the name. This is a thing that comes up in fantasy where you're like, it's for people who know Game of Thrones, it's like the dude that lived with the Starks but was actually from the Iron Islands. But anyways,
Can we get a -5 points for that? Come on.
That is
it's fine. Point being, not heir. No, it's not heir. So point being, I grew up with Princess Taco under the same mentor, which is how, and we were childhood rivals because we always competed to be the best at things growing up in the same household. But I am actually secret royalty and don't know it because I was a foundling and was raised by the people who deposed my parents. I have a very tragic story. And now I'm a criminal because Princess Taco has framed me for Darren's
Hey,
heist.
Jelly Goop.
All right.
Yeah, great. Go ahead, Sam.
Ward.
Ward, yes. I was a ward of the tacos.
A taco ward.
Los Tacos.
What are they?
Huh.
Okay. I'm gonna lead an attack.
No.
I feel like her name is Taco. So I need to come up with like their family name.
All right. I just want to point out that you messed with both of us just now because he went for something
That you wanted.
that I in the military needed
Yeah,
to do.
exactly. Okay. So it looks like I don't need to use. Wait. Where are my points wise?
You are at 6.
You killing it.
Okay. So I did not technically use Dark Runes, right?
Oh, you've got. I know what you have. All right.
So I can play bend the rules to get to 7 points, and then play Glorious Victory, right?
Indeed.
And what does Glorious Victory do?
That's 3 experience for
Nice.
If you overcome this challenge without using Dark Runes and you exceed the difficulty by at least 2, you gain 3 experience.
So I've got my
That's
3
nuts.
experience. Oh wait,
And you
I
let
rolled
in
2 of these.
So you got
You'll get
2.
1, I think.
1.
Yeah, dirt. If
At
you,
least
at
one.
least 1.
Got
Okay.
it.
So it's not completely crazy, but
I've
it's
led
still
an
crazy.
attack. Can I get a hero card, please?
Yeah.
Because I'm a hero.
And what attack did you lead?
I led an attack on trench warfare.
You're a student.
Yeah.
You're a student who has harnessed dark power and uncovered hidden lore and is now leading an attack on something.
Yeah.
So-
I have.
What kind of attack was it? Maybe it was like a dark power magic attack.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Wait. What did you? I was really afraid
Of the mad cultist.
of the mad cultist,
So you led an attack on.
so I led an attack on Jordan's mentor.
No!
I don't know. I guess I led at a. I feel like I should lead an attack on whatever your name is, blah blah blah, on Sir blah blah blahs.
Maybe you attacked the mad cultist's allies to weaken him because you were too afraid to face him directly.
My plan was to get you captured.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you attacked me. You attacked my ship, maybe.
What is the term? I'm prophesying that you will be soon captured
With your dark power.
Yeah. That's what I did. I dreamt a dream where I led an attack,
I dreamt.
and then the attackers captured you.
Okay.
So now it has to come true. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying.
We'll see if he's clairvoyant or not. Ward was the name, Goofy, yes. Yeah, I'm not thinking of Jon Snow. I was thinking of the other guy.
Minus
The
another
one who
5
got
points.
castrated.
Theon.
Yeah, Theon. Yeah. Theon was
And
the
we're even.
I'm just answering questions.
Yeah. Ward was the term that we were looking for.
All right. No,
Bonus XP for chat, please. Oh,
Oh, there is a thing there. It's
Which was
hard to
extra
see against that
confusing to
card.
me because one of my RP characters is named Ward.
Okay.
All right, I know what I'm going to do. I wasn't going to do it, but I see this orange against this field here now.
And you're like,
Alright.
ooh.
So, I was captured while not leading a charge, apparently. So I was just a part of your charge, and I got captured.
Sorry.
That's
I blame
okay,
Jordan.
Right. So I was captured, and I'm going to try to break out of captivity right here. So it's going to be a
Nice.
+1, 5. I get to use 1 strength, and then 3 constitutions. 1, 2, 3. The base runes.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It is a bit, and then in addition to that, just because.
Yeah, I feel like I've made a mistake.
Oh, I
But
can't.
it's fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good here. That's all I can do. All right. So
Darren's crushing.
I'm gonna go for it. I don't know about crushing. I have no experience points. Kind of.
I mean, I only have 2. Sam's the only one with a lot of
Out of
experience.
the way, actually. All right.
I'm also not
Prophesized.
farming my bound by
Well,
honor very
everything
well.
came. All right. So we've
Wow,
got
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Plus
8?
some XP.
All right. Sorry. 5.
Jesus, here's
6,
your experience
7,
token.
Plus an experience. Finally, back in my hand there.
So you crushed it.
What
Too
was
bad you
that?
weren't going for the mad cultist.
You were
It
breaking
was
out of
there,
captivity.
so I needed a 6. I got a 7, right?
Yep.
I can't do anything about
You've,
that.
you've broken out of captivity.
I have broken out of captivity.
What's the story behind this?
I broke out of captivity. I escaped. I was actually still. Oh, so it looks like I was in a wagon still.
Oh.
This is
Maybe
kind
you
of
were
reminiscent
captured
of
after a
something
battle in the
Brandon
King's
Sanderson.
Army.
Jordan
actually.
paid him to break them both out. My
Yeah, I think I am.
prophecy's
Yeah, I am.
still true.
No. It wouldn't have been paid by Jordan. You were attacking Jordan,
Yeah.
Renwick, right? So I was in your forces, and
And you were
apparently
attacking.
someone
He paid you to betray me.
Yeah.
Oh no! I'm not on Jordan. I'm not on Renwick's side yet.
You're in the King's Army, so you wouldn't be on Renwick's side.
That's correct. So
You're
so
on
I'm
Princess
still,
Taco's side.
I am on Princess Taco's side, apparently. The taco side.
That's
no.
Otaco to you.
Princess. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Otaco now.
Maybe the reason Sam was afraid is because he saw
Oh,
you get
apostrophe.
captured by the mad cultist. And now you've broken out of his captivity.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want
We
me
got-
to
we
give
got
up
an
some dark
ally.
secrets, actually.
So sidekick
So I'm
for
going
you.
to sidekick. We'll put this.
There are 2
in.
challenges.
It's going to be a
Interesting.
+1.
Oh, a +1 to difficulty.
So
Ooh.
I'm guessing the cards go. Oh, I guess
Pretty
it
much
goes.
can only go here, or can it go here? With this,
I assume the +1 would apply to either side of the challenge because it's just.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a +1. So I
Go
will
Team
stick
Taco.
this. Sacrifice for this. We'll give him Cha like this, delving into darkness. All right, and
I think the royal family's name is Shell. So we have Princess Taco Shell.
Otaku,
Oh, taco shell.
Irish princess,
Princess Otaku Shell.
Oh, taco shell.
inventive. You may only gain this if you have. Okay, all right.
So what does this sidekick do?
So I'm just running away right now.
You get some
Oh,
stuff.
it's same, just different type
Yes,
of rune.
yeah.
Okay.
Go for it, Jordan.
Oh man. I could actually get.
Goofy says, I would
Inventive.
imagine they're neutral, so a conflict happened
You
between
do have the
Jordan and then
stuff to
Darren
get
used
it.
it as a distraction to lockpick and run.
Oh.
I think that works.
Yeah.
All right. I do like taking advantages of, and I was a pickpocket, so I should know how to do
You
that.
escaped in the chaos of Sam's dark power attack. I am going to take honorable because I'm bound by honor. I know it's a little repetitive, but also I can gain it because I have this symbol type already in my tableau. So it's free, and it gives me the 3rd in that rune type as well. So what happened here is that after being marked a criminal, I could have lashed out against Princess Taco, but I have chosen the honorable thing, and that is to not go on the offensive, but rather to suffer silently in my criminal status and basically flee to avoid being captured. No, actually, I presented myself for judgment because I am honorable. That's what happened. I was accused of being a criminal,
Okay.
and I presented myself for judgment to be trialed for my crimes. And we'll see what happens with that on my next turn.
All right.
I've been accused, and I will stand against that accusation because I'm confident that I did nothing.
I kind of don't know what the strats are here, but I'm going to.
And I would totally read this book.
I guess go after the warlock because they look very similar to the mad cultist.
It's true, just different rewards.
So can I get 3 intelligence?
Oh, for you, yeah, that's
and
that's
then
much better.
whatever that one is.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one?
The
that one's
hat
wisdom.
thing. Wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
that's
this
a
wisdom.
that's a much better challenge for you.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
God tier.
Do I want a dark rune?
You can also discard.
I
It
don't
looks
have.
like you do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have one. Do I want a dark rune?
That's a good question. Do you? Let us see your true alignment, you filthy peasant. Princess Taco. Wow, I see what you did there. That was such a cheesy line, Goofy.
-5 to chat.
Oh wow. Yeah, negative 500 to chat, please. All right. How we do the roll? Oh.
What a god roll.
Nothing but
Nothing but
net.
net.
All right.
yeah.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8, 9, I believe.
Extra thing here.
Hey, getting toasty. Honestly, Goofy, it sounds to me like Princess Taco's
Yeah.
going soft.
Okay. I get it.
Sip.
All right.
I think I broke Darren,
Stop letting Jordan pun.
but it was too good.
All right. So I guess I just picked that up.
So you got the Warlock. I want to see the art for chat because I feel like these special challenges actually look really cool.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Vengeful.
Oh, I kind of like that.
That's pretty dope.
None of us can do that right
Can't do
now.
that.
You can only gain it if you're like an anti-hero.
All right. Okay.
Definitely not an anti-hero.
What does the sidekick do for? Okay. All right.
How did Darren get ahead of us on cards?
Oh,
what
because I've
cards?
been spending.
Like, oh no, you're actually not ahead now.
No, he's not
because
ahead.
you failed the
should be-
challenge.
yeah, I
but
failed one.
I was trying to figure out how
I'm
you were the
behind at the
first
moment.
person to get out of Act 1 when Sam went first.
I got
I
a card
failed.
each
You
time.
failed a challenge. Okay, that's what it was.
All right, so I think I'm going to be delving into darkness. A perilous dungeon. So I escaped, but apparently just ran into an old dungeon. That was part of
I
my
like how the
escape
thief
plan.
didn't escape with treasure.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to go for that treasure.
he's going
but
deeper.
I really, yeah. I'm,
You like to delve into darkness?
there's something about the mysteries here, and I have a couple of. I have 2 adventure icons right now, so I'm kind of feeling the adventure.
You got 3,
Alright.
and you get +5 to that roll.
I get
Wow.
like everything to this
That's
roll.
nuts.
So
No, it's +4.
All right,
It's pretty nuts.
I'm gonna get these base. I can use looks like 1 dexterity, not that one, and I can use 3 of these. And I think that's
I
all
totally
really
forgot about
want
my
out of
destiny.
this. It's 4, so it's gonna be +1 because of
'Kay.
this sidekick.
I remember my
Sidekick
destiny
5.
now.
Do I want to use anything here? No.
I also
All right.
okay. I have to figure out how I'm going to work my destiny into the story, given some of the choices I've made.
Lay it somewhere.
I'm for it.
All right, so we've got 1 fail, but some pretty good stuff here.
Yeah.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I
Crushed it.
that.
Do you have a sweet
So
hero card for
failed.
that?
Yeah, and in crushing that, glorious victory.
So that's how you knew what
I
Sam
got
had.
real
Yeah.
deep in that
All right,
darkness.
here's your 3 experience.
Yeah.
So he delved into darkness at a difficulty 5 because there's a sidekick. And so he got this sweet sidekick out of it.
Yeah, that's who I found down in the darkness, apparently. All right, so I've got the sidekick ally. We're going to go...
I keep forgetting I have a mentor, but I guess it's worth a story icon at the end, so that's fine.
This is super interesting.
Your sidekick was way better.
Rags to riches. If you lose a challenge this turn, you may spend 1 XP to gain
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to go for a challenge this turn, which is the only challenge available, the Mad Cultist. So, I don't know if I'm going to win, but here's what happened is I basically
After escaping from captivity.
I'm again blanking on the words. No. I'm in captivity. As part of my trial, I've requested a trial by combat.
Okay.
And the law of the land, who are, as we know, are kind of, even though they control everything, they're kind of evil people because they dethroned my family and whatever. So they have actually brought in the mad cultist as their champion. And I'm going to fight him to prove my innocence in trial by combat as I roll 3 power runes.
It's a bit of a twist. The mad cultist is being brought in by Princess Otaku?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
we're working for Princess Otaku, but she's got a mad cultist that she's...
She has a. It's like her mad dog that she has on a leash. You know, it's kind of like, the king's. It's kind of the dark side of it, right? It's not. He's not publicly known, but he's kind of that. Because Princess Taku's also kind of evil, she has these other minions, and they're being brought in to try and finally defeat me, as I've requested trial by combat. So we're gonna go
Pays
for
Darren
this.
to combat for him.
We're gonna go for this at a difficulty of 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
And an experience and a card. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the hero card, and I'm gonna see what it is before I decide what happens next. Okay, but I failed a power challenge, so I'm gonna pay 2 experience to try it again.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna roll this again.
Okay.
And I barely made it this time with a 6.
All right.
And I got my experience back, so I was a net 0, and I got another card out of it. And we're gonna do another an anti-hero card. And we're gonna go ahead and claim the mad cultist so basically what happened is, as I was fighting the mad cultist, the battle started going bad for me early because I tripped on a rock as I was backing away from an attack, and the mad cultist pressed the advantage, and my weapon got knocked away from me, and everybody thought it was all over. But as the mad cultist went in for the kill, I
See the score thing?
flung some sand into the mad cultist's eyes and rolled forward and tripped him, and then grabbed his blade and killed him with it, instead of being vanquished myself.
I feel like the blade that you're talking about is a dagger. That's just a person who has a dagger.
It's this. No, it's this.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a...
Yeah, it's this like
moon-shaped
curved
dagger.
sickle thing.
Curved sickle.
Yes. That worked
you
out
get
pretty
after
well
eating
because I got
people.
2 cards out of it.
All right, so one note. This we don't have access to until his next turn.
Oh, interesting. Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Okay, now we know.
All right.
Good thing neither samurai tried to go for it last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out last time. But
Got it. Okay.
We've mostly not cheated,
yeah.
except for
managed it.
Sam, who's a cheater.
I've got a lot of XP, so I'm gonna pitch this XP. Help us both. I'm gonna get rid of the vengeful card.
No. Oh, yeah, okay.
And
I rigged stuff. It was a ceremonial knife. Kitsune,
let's
you've
get
got
on the
it.
desert caravan. Cool. And on the desert caravan, I'm gonna try to earn a vast fortune. I'm gonna pay 1 experience. So I gain an extra thingamabobber,
Yep. Charisma.
charisma, and then I'm gonna flash my dazzling wit to gain another extra charisma.
Okay. And which of the 2 challenged are you trying?
I'm earning a vast fortune.
Okay, so you're using your dazzling wit and your childhood friend to earn a dazzling fortune. So you need at least one of
Vast.
those, which you paid
Vast
for.
fortune.
You need these 3.
No, I paid for that.
you
I
paid-
mean, it doesn't
sorry.
matter. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid doing that.
Yeah, I did that.
I'm gonna let Darren figure out your runes while I fix the camera.
All right.
So
we're
I
getting
need 1 charisma, 1
I blame Sam.
the other thing.
1 charisma, 1.
No, 2
intelligence?
charisma, 2 charisma,
2 charisma, 1 intelligence.
I don't get any intelligence on this.
Oh,
Right.
what's the one other thing?
Well, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Gotcha. All right.
All right.
Sorry, Def Switch. The game name should also be in our stream title. Apologies if it is not that readable on the box screen.
We'll go to the rolling phase.
Also, for those of you who are just joining us,
Oh.
I got it. Yeah. For those of you who are just joining us, make sure to enter our giveaway, ! Giveaway. We are giving away a copy of this game along with a playmat and custom card sleeves for the game. So, pretty sweet swag.
I have earned my vast fortune.
All right.
Thanks, Kit.
So I'm on my desert caravan.
Also, ! Gleam to win a second copy.
Which clearly Darren ran away from. Because I had him
Same
locked
caravan.
in that caravan.
You missed your chance for.
He left his fortune there.
It's your
and
fortune.
I took it from him.
From the carrot, there was a fortune.
It was
was
your
in
pay.
prison.
It was your pay from the King's Army.
yeah.
it was
You-
part of that.
You
Okay,
left
all
behind
right.
your pay.
You left. I
not
got it
liking
now.
this.
Yeah. So now you have a reason to dislike Sam because he has all your money.
Whoa.
You set yourself up for it.
Not go
Sam.
that far.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. I am probably going to get rid of one of these. So I'm not really feeling them.
We're getting close to the end game though, chat.
Yeah, getting
We're
there.
about to start Act 3 and then we'll snowball real quick here.
Okay, so
We'll make
what
quick decisions.
I feel like I'm going to do is pay 1 to Journey.
Is that Darren's sidekick's
kidding.
name? Snowball?
Yeah.
Get rid of this.
His sidekick is named Snowball because sidekicks always have funny names.
Yeah,
We don't know what your childhood friend's name is though.
we're gonna get rid
Yeah,
of.
we do. Goofy
Oh yeah,
Coopster.
it's Goofy. Yeah, Goofy Coopster.
Yeah, I'm
That's
getting
right.
rid of Inventive.
Oh, I liked that card.
Well, you weren't going to be able to use it.
I know. It
All
was
right.
Well, you can pay a bribe or resist arrest.
This is
from a corrupt official. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Looks like you can buy 4 more tickets, mini fridge.
All right. What do we got in here? Not helpful. Okay. So I guess what I am going to do is Journey again.
Kit, you want to help Def Switch with entering the giveaway? Just explain the things. Walk them through it.
Unlock a Vault of Secrets. Here we are at the Vault of Secrets. Oh, this
Wow,
is,
you're really,
this is probably what
really
I'm
not
gonna go
liking
for.
these cards.
Yeah, no, I had to get rid of a couple. But I do like this Vault of Secrets.
Wow, Goofy made it all the way to Master Strategist. Good job.
It's not gonna help.
The Coopster.
The Coopster is a Master Strategist.
Okay.
Diz is up to Daredevil.
No, all right. So I got out of. I'm not going to go into the Vault of Secrets. I kind of see it and then I walk away from it. My character's like, I've had enough with this this darkness that I've been delving into. So he leaves and immediately runs across a corrupt official who tries to shake him down. But I'm not liking it. I feel like that's just succumbing to the system, man. So I am going to try to resist this arrest.
No worries, Def Switch.
Going for the roll of 5.
We have mods in the channel for a reason. They can definitely help you out with figuring out how to enter the giveaway if you want to win a copy of the game. But as a reminder, if you live outside the U.S., we can't ship the game to you. We do have to ship it to U.S. addresses because international shipping is
Could be
very
Canadian.
expensive.
Do we ship to Canada?
Not anymore. We used to ship to Canada. We don't right now.
face.
Yeah. Well, we used to have people who were on the stream regularly who went to Canada a lot.
All right. Before I roll that, just
I know a
make
bunch
sure
of Canadians.
I mean,
Nope,
if
you can't.
if you want to personally volunteer to
Nope.
be responsible,
Me?
actually,
Responsible?
a 5?
3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's
Does that
just
do it?
enough.
That
Did
just
it.
does it.
were
All
you
right.
resisting arrest or paying
So
a
I
bribe?
resisted arrest.
Wow, you nailed it exactly. Here, let's show the
Yeah, I
chat. You resisted arrest from this corrupt official, which gave you 2 triumph points
Thank you.
and a power. All right, I'm just going to actually move these up here so that we can pull the camera back a little. And we're going to do this because it looks really nice over in this direction if we angle the camera towards it. Yeah, less glare.
All right.
We'll just roll the runes somewhere else now.
So now the first
Much better.
of us who gets 3 in this round triggers endgame, and that just means the other 2 people have 1 more turn.
Okay.
Cool.
So there's no real benefit to being the first.
Correct.
While this challenge is undefeated, any hero who takes a tragedy path in a
Ooh.
challenge gains a
Wow.
moon
Corruption.
thing, a corruption. So don't pick the tragedy path unless you want corruption. Wow, things could go down
The tyrants.
south real fast for me. Okay, there's a demon horde, or wow, the tyrant looks incredible, but I am not statted for that at all. Then there's a champion of light, which is also okay. I think it's clear that I need to go for the sword of darkness or drive back a demon army.
Well, also, if you're oh wait,
Takes a path. I think that means if I choose wield the dark blade, right? It's not necessarily top or bottom. I think it takes a
Only
path
if
that
you wield the dark
results
blade,
in that
right.
points. Okay, got it. So just so that people understand what we're saying, it's while this challenge is undefeated, any hero who takes a path that gives you tragedy points also gains a corruption. Okay, so if I wield the dark blade, I do not want to choose that path.
grab something.
Um,
You guys want to add?
no, I'm good. Thank
I'll
you.
take one of these if that's an option.
Okay. I think there's not really any benefit to me getting more power runes. So I am
You're
going
maxed
to go against the Demon Horde. And since I do not currently have this story symbol at all, and I don't need power runes, it seems better to go for the top one, which is drive back a demon army. So basically, the mad cultist unleashed a curse on me in their death throes, and that summoned a demon horde that began attacking the stadium where I was fighting my challenge to prove my innocence. So everything descended into chaos, and I'm going to attempt to drive back the demon army. And so that gives me the basic runes plus power, of which I roll all 3. Do you know where the third one is?
Of the basic?
Power.
No, power.
Third power rune.
It's right here.
Okay, and I also get one of the hat ones. I forget what they're called.
This?
No, this one.
Oh, that one's wisdom.
The
hat,
carrot.
Wizard's hat.
It's a carrot. Yeah. I think I only have one, right? Great. But I can spend.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? The odds. I'm gonna get 3 guaranteed. And then I don't know if my expected value is decent here, but I can spend 1 experience point and make it much better.
Is this your ally?
Yeah, because this is actually a challenge I can use my mentor on. So I think I.
The
Actually, I
wisdom
also,
of your mentor?
Oh, haha! Play this before. Oh no! Damn it! This almost would have helped, but it would have added the rune that I maxed out on, so it doesn't help me. I think I am going to spend 1 experience, even though I may not need it, because I want my mentor to mean something in this story. So my mentor, who is in the crowd, sees me down on the grounds fighting and jumps down to help me hold back the demon army. And basically, the demon army was coming up from the underground area of the stadium, you know, like where fighters sit before they are trotted out on the field. And so I'm trying to hold the gates while everyone else escapes and drive them back down to where they came from. And my mentor steps up beside me and helps me fight. So I get an extra one of these wisdom runes, which makes sense because my mentor has wisdom. So we're going to attempt to drive back a demon army.
Wow. That's a lot of runes you're rolling there, sir.
It is. I'm rolling 8 runes. And that was a really bad roll, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I needed 7, but I get my experience token back. And I get a card, and I'm going to take another hero card. And that did not help me, but I do not want to fail this challenge this close to the end of the game. So I'm going to spend 2 to reroll, because thankfully my mentor is until end of turn, so I get to keep that extra rune.
Okay, it's end of turn. So
any
these
runes
are
that you-
not end of turn. If they say like next attempt or
Yes.
anything like that.
Yeah,
To
if it
your
says next
attempt.
attempt, it's no good. If you were to pay for a dark rune, for instance, that stays until the end of turn.
Okay.
So anything like that is.
Cool. All right, we're going to do this again, chat. That was like probably well below my expected value on that roll. So,
Not taking chances this time.
and I think we crushed it this
Right,
time.
Yeah, you're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We needed 7. So, in theory, my mentor did not help me at all, but he was there and he gave me the courage to succeed.
I know you can use a translator. Sorry for your French.
I did not know you can speak French.
You're
Goofy.
using a translator.
Okay, so that was it for me, which makes it Sam's turn.
Nice.
By the way, I see this as a person like bending over and looking through their legs,
Nice.
but that's not wisdom.
Yeah, I don't think I have a clear win on this one for anything.
Yeah, what are you You're statted for intelligence. There's
with
one intelligence.
This is Witch's Den.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably do the Witcher's Den.
It would give you corruption, which
But I don't
isn't
want-
necessarily
yeah.
bad, though. I mean, if you went for this one, it would give you corruption, which doesn't change your number of points unless it affects your destiny somehow, because it would just move you from neutral to 1 corrupted, and then you would get a dark card, which is okay. But certainly there are better challenges on the table that you're not statted for as much.
Let's see. So if I 1, 2, 3, I roll 6. So 8 would be really hard, right?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Getting to 8 would be really hard with 6 runes, right?
With 6 runes? So there's actually this handy dandy little guide that I haven't been using, and it will say exactly what your chances are. Sort of exactly. Actually, it might not be in this version of the manual. Yeah, there's an updated manual online, I think, that has it. And it looks like this is not. Oh, no, it does have it. So you're talking about using 6 runes. You've got the base runes and then using ability runes. And you're talking about rolling 6. So that would give you a minimum. You'd be working with a minimum of, let's see, this is going to be plus. You'd be getting a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 14, I believe.
Minimum of 6. Interesting.
Average would be 11.5, I believe.
How do I minimum 6 on that? Because I could go this.
Right, and that would be 0 that you would be getting.
So it's minimum 3.
No, yeah, it is. Oh, I see. You'd be rolling 6 runes, 3 extra. I'm wrong. So yes, minimum 3, maximum 9, average is 6.
So really tough.
Which one is that?
That would be the Tyrant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
'Cause I can do 1, and I can pay for the extra one of these. So that's tough. I'm also trying to figure. So end game, he has 1, you don't have any.
Correct. So you're not really in danger of falling behind right now.
Okay. So
Did I miss anything?
any 2
Deliberation.
So if I do this, I immediately go down 1, no matter what.
Which one?
Why?
This one, if I choose to come to dark magic
Because of Tyrant.
because of the tyrant.
Yeah, I think choosing the path counts as taking it.
Okay,
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Okay.
Oh.
Succumbing to dark magic.
Okay. So you immediately go down.
So how many are you
corruption.
getting here?
All right, 3 wisdom.
3 wisdom. All 3
Sorry,
wisdom.
sorry. 2 wisdom, 3 intelligence.
So not that.
Sorry, not either of those things.
Okay.
3 intelligence,
And
1
whatever
that is.
Dexterity. Yeah.
All right. Here you go.
Did you want to buy any dark runes? Are you happy with that? Difficulty 6.
I mean, if you bought Dark Runes, you could just
you
push,
might
go in the
you might
darkness
actually
route.
get more power or more points, but it would cost you an XP. Tough choices.
I'm gonna risk not doing that right now.
Okay, you've got time. You might get it for free by going after the Servant of Darkness.
Oh, is that? Where
No,
were you
no,
playing?
you're good. You're good. I was just showing the card while we were waiting for the roll. All right.
All right. Quite a
That
bit
looks
up here.
pretty good. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Crushed it.
Nice.
All right. So you succumbed to dark magic.
The student has become the dark magician.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you harness dark power, and it's very appropriate.
All right.
I guess this is what you were talking about earlier, wasn't it? Where you're talking about how taking cards that kind of line up with your story also tends to be cards that are easier for you to accomplish. That's really cool that they designed it that way.
Which will be really interesting to see, I think, in the expansions.
All right.
Okay, we've got a new thing here, and not really going that. Okay, so when I managed to escape that official, I realized that what had drawn attention to me was this sword that I had gotten out of the darkness when I was delving into the darkness. So I'm figuring that, and I realize I feel something. It just feels very dark. Very dark.
Is it a sword of darkness?
It might be the Sword of Darkness. So I think I have to destroy the Sword of Darkness. All right, so I have to defeat 6, and using only strength, which
So
I
you're
have
gonna
3
shatter
of
the
right
sword?
now. I'm gonna go to shatter this sword indeed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my strength. I'm gonna use space, and we're gonna try to beat this, even though it's not looking good for me right now.
I'll show people that. All right.
3 average. The average roll on this is 6.
Right here.
You can do it. I
I'm gonna
believe.
pay for something. Sidekick, are you going to help me? No, Sidekick says, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's power only, right?
Yeah,
So
it's power only. This is a tough.
you can pay for a dark rune,
I could pay for a dark room.
but it could potentially lose you 4 points.
Yeah, and I don't want
50%
to. I don't want
chance.
to do that. All right. I've been chosen by the light. I am not. I'm just going to go off of luck right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's going for it, chap.
Okay, so just making sure I'm not missing anything here. I'm not. I'm just blindly doing this dumb move of dumbness. All right, some stuff slipped away.
That's 5.
In here, yeah, that's
That is
5.
5, and you
rounds,
need
whatever
6.
that is.
But you do get an experience
That is-
token.
Is that for strength?
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I
So-
see how they.
do you have
work
any
that.
hero cards or anything that would help
Do
you?
I have anything that? No, I wasn't able to destroy
and
the
you-
sword. It's just
Yep.
with me.
That is unfortunate.
All right.
So it just
I forgot.
Gets discarded.
discarded, was not shattered. Oh, did you have a thing you could have played?
No, this one.
Oh, yeah, good call.
All
I
right.
probably
Ooh.
did. I crush the mad cultist, or was it actually close? Does anyone remember?
Oh, you know what?
Did I roll
Real
a
quick.
7 on that, or no? I rolled like a 9. I crushed
Pay
it
one
Yeah.
the
hero
second time
card.
around, so I did not get a point from that.
Yeah, wouldn't have helped. All right.
Okay.
We're good.
Am I the only person who's been drawing anti-hero cards?
I've drawn them.
Oh,
I've
you
just
have
also
one.
used
Okay.
them.
Oh yeah, you did. You had been the rules. Interesting. All right, so we fought our way down into the lower area of the stadium as we drove back the demon army to where they came from, and we found that they were pouring out of a Crypt of Horrors.
Oh.
Yes.
Right.
And as we slayed our way through the demon army, taking out numerous adversaries, we found that at the back of the army, they were being controlled by a demi-lich that the dark cultist had summoned to unleash the horde. So the cultist had basically made an agreement with the demi-lich for power, selling their soul. And part of that agreement was that when the cultist died, the demi-lich would be able to use their soul to unleash the army upon
And they're going
whoever
after
killed them.
you because you took out the cultists.
Right. Yeah. So, no, I think it's demi-lich, kind of like you have a demigod, right? Like they're not a full-on lich. I don't know. I'll let you all figure that out. But I assume
I like
that
Toasty's answer.
I assume that it is similar.
Toasty, illustrate that, please.
We're going to try and destroy the demi-lich, which is that looks like dexterity and wisdom. So I have 1 dexterity.
1 wisdom
And
plus
2
a mentor.
wisdom.
Oh.
I have
Plus
2
potentially
wisdom.
3 wisdom.
I'm not done yet. I am going to launch a surprise attack on the demi-lich,
also known as Chad.
who did not expect, the demi-lich did not expect us to make it this far. And so what we did is we actually, as we were fighting in, we like snuck around the remainder of the army and came at the demi-lich from the side in a surprise attack. And that allows me to add a dexterity rune, which is where?
Up, really up top. Oh no, that's the wisdom one.
Sorry.
You're looking for dexterity?
football.
Yeah.
These ones?
Yes. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Jumbo.
And I am going to, regardless of whether or not I win, I am going to make a narrow escape, which is going to add another dexterity rune. So I'm at max dexterity runes, and I don't actually have any experience points, so I can't bring in my mentor at this point.
You can sacrifice your mentor.
I could, but I guess he's not really worth anything right now, but I like him. And I don't want to lose him. Actually, no. This is the right time to sacrifice him because I don't have any of this story point, and if I win this, I will get my 3rd of that rune type, so I will not be able to use him ever again. So unless I have a chance to do this, and there isn't even any of that story symbol on the board, this is the right time to... So unfortunately, while I will make a narrow escape, my mentor is going to sacrifice himself in the fight against the demi-lich to save my life, because he is that awesome. This is like an epic battle.
More like you're
Was
that
your
much of a
mentor-
spoiled brat.
Sir Obi. Never mind.
Okay, so that brings me to max wisdom and max dexterity.
I mean,
Yeah, thanks. All right, let's see how this goes, chat.
Do you actually need to roll?
Difficulty 7.
probably do.
Difficulty 7 means I probably do need to roll. Because this is actually a pretty bad roll, but I think I'm okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm not
wow.
okay. That's crazy. That is, I roll terribly at this game, apparently.
You get 3 cards from that. though.
I failed a couple myself.
I get this card.
Yeah, you do get quite a bit out
And
of
I
that.
get this card.
Actually, oh, no, never mind.
Yep.
And wow, that was disastrous for me.
No. You're up. You can't take the lower card from your choice.
Oh,
No, you can from those cards,
Oh,
right?
So,
Actually-
in theory, you could take it, you just can't play it.
Oh.
oh wait, so I can't play dark cards right now.
Correct.
Oh, well shit. Why did I choose one last time? Okay, that sucks.
At least you didn't. Okay.
I didn't realize
I
it.
did not realize that.
Yeah,
either.
it's another thing that we just didn't think about that much. Okay, that sucked. Rip that challenge. That was actually really bad because I sacrificed a lot for that and still didn't get it.
The demi-lich came in, destroyed your mentor.
Let your mentor down.
So my narrow escape was literally a narrow escape because the demi-lich turned the tables on us and proved to be too strong for our surprise attack. And my mentor sacrificed himself to give me an escape, and I barely made it out alive. That's unfortunate. Can I get Bible thumps in chat for my mentor, please?
All right, I'm coming in, and I'm gonna pay an experience to journey past the champion of light. Both could have escaped, but a voice took over. Yep, that sounds about right.
All right, you're getting rid of this. Oh,
Rip champion of light.
you know it. That wasn't gonna help me.
I feel bad about the fact that I have no experience tokens right now. This seems bad.
I don't. Oh, I do.
You have 2.
But I was at that point. You'll get them
Yeah.
back.
I need to win a challenge.
So I'm not
Eh.
gonna overthink this because I'm not sure
Not being able to play this card
strategically what the
sucks.
best value is in this game, but I'm gonna take this arcane card.
What's that doing for you?
It's giving me 3 points of stuff. And
Oh, just straight up because you have the runes for it.
yeah, and oh no, I don't have. No, I have played 3.
We'll show chat. Oh, and yeah, you've played 3 hero cards. Nice.
I don't actually know if that's a good idea, but
I mean, it's 3 points and it gives you a 4th story token. So that's you just gained 7 points from that. That seems really good.
they're not cumulative.
But you were
Oh, 3 plus
3
the
plus 4,
Yeah.
right? It was a net 7.
Cool.
We've got a lot of. We've got a demon and a tyrant out.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
All right.
All right.
Well, there goes my lead in collecting cards. Now it's Sam who's going to end the game.
Well, so strategically, this is what I'm trying to think about. Like, I could optimize for more points and more plays, or I could try to end the game and force you guys to do everything in the next turn.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I guess
I don't know if that's the right call, but
optimizing for more plays is like what, paying experience to discard a card in the hopes that an ally comes up so you can get 2 cards in a single turn.
Oh, no allies.
Yeah, there's
Well,
no
also-
In the
allies.
third.
well,
Oh,
but
no allies in the
Pretty
third.
sure there are no.
but
allies
also
in the
when you
third.
think about it, like look at the story points and cards.
Right.
So
Oh, so you could try and optimize for the exact card that gives you the most points.
yeah, but
Okay.
But
I
how
think
many experience?
shutting you guys out is better,
It's true.
especially with Darren at 0.
Yeah,
cards.
because Darren might not
Yeah.
actually get to a max of
Yeah,
3.
I'm having troubles here. All right, so
And I need
am
to basically win out.
going to journey once.
That would be awesome, Goofy.
I'm assuming this is a spent one.
Yeah.
And in journeying, we're
This is
gonna get rid of
this is
that.
actually a game that would be perfect for Vorpal board.
it would. It'd be really good.
For those of you who remember that, because it is all cards, you can scan them in as people claim them. Actually, they'd already be scanned in on the tableau, so people could just grab
get
them
rid
and
of
pull
the
them
demon.
over. So you would just scan in cards as they came up, and the only thing you need to figure out is the rune rolling, which the person who has the physical version could just pick up the runes and roll them on the camera.
Oh, I've totally screwed up.
How so?
No reason.
All right. Wow.
I didn't
am
totally screw up.
not finding challenges that are going to actually be useful to me here. So we're gonna keep digging, and that's I'm not really liking these.
Rip,
Okay.
rip experience points.
Huh.
I would also read this book, Mini Fridge.
Well, that's interesting.
We need notes from this book so that we can actually write this. We can make a little novella. Does anybody here do NaNoWriMo?
Remo. Rimo, I guess. Anytime I've talked to someone in person, they've called it NaNoWriMo. I blame that.
It's National Novel Writing Month. Or as Sam would say it, National Novel Reading Month. Reading
month.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's not really a lot here that I can do well with.
Thanks,
Cool.
Bot. We like this.
I could just fail some challenges if I.
Yeah. We like
So,
failing challenges.
It looks like what I'm gonna have to go for is back into the abyss. I don't really want to go back into that darkness, but I have this sword of darkness that I just
you
couldn't
couldn't
destroy
destroy.
yet. So I'm gonna go into the abyss, and I see someone who I recognize.
It's Princess Taco.
It's Princess Sakura. She's there. Oh, I was in love with her from afar.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe it was
So,
Princess Taco's cat.
Yeah.
Taco cat.
I like this though. We can weave the
Six.
story of all three of these characters into a pretty compelling novel.
I'm just gonna fail this though. If I
And I do like, I prefer fantasy novels where point of view characters are often at odds with one another and come into conflict. I think that makes it better because you get to see multiple perspectives.
How you rolling?
this is
Not a, and
very
it's at a +1 too.
non-ideal. I might not have to rescue her. I might just have to say, well, I loved you once, but well, yeah, I think we're going to actually nix that. I thought about going into the abyss. But I was
Princess
actually kind
Taco
of more curious about the
been
the
abandoned.
Assassin's Guild. So I'm going to fight at the Assassin's Guild
You
to
try and
destroy the assassins.
All right.
Yep. All right. So instead of this,
The Thief gone legit. Sci-fi expansion would be cool.
wow.
Although
Actually,
it's like a completely different game
that's-
at that point, I think.
Yeah, I don't feel like it'd be hard to mix the cards unless you're really comfortable with mixed genre storytelling, which is harder to weave. Not impossible because, like,
After Act 2, time travel to the future.
I mean, I'm sure that sci-fi fantasy is
Yeah, I
a
just
genre,
tested to
but it is
fail.
not a common one.
I thought about the assassins. I'm going back to the abyss.
All right.
He went and saw the
Yeah, there's
assassins.
really nothing
He
that
was
I
like,
can do. I'm
they
going to
kill
fail this.
people.
Yeah, he saw the Assassin's Guild and he was like, "Oh, this seems bad. Let's go back and
into the
rescue my
abyss.
lost love."
All right. So I'm rolling basics. I'm rolling
Princess Taco
all.
Sci-fi
Three of
standalone that could be
these.
made into an expansion. That'd be cool.
I'd play it.
There is a lot of it. I now that we've played it, I now understand how they're able to easily work in IP from these famous fantasy
5.
series. Nailed it.
All right.
You
there
got
we
it.
go.
6.
And
That's exactly what you needed.
That's what an experience. Yep. So I get 1 experience. I get to draw a card. Thank goodness.
I wish I had been rolling a rune that could have given me a experience instead of all these cards that I can't use. That was unfortunate.
That is so interesting, and I like it.
And you now also get a.
It probably won't be any worthwhile. And so yeah, and I'm
Into the
going to
Abyss card.
grab a Into the Abyss. Thank you.
Blessed.
All
You
right.
can only gain this if you
Journey
have
to-
more triumph than tragedy in your story, which I definitely have. It would give me 2 hero cards and that story symbol. I'm gonna have to think about this because I know Sam also could claim that for free and force the end of the game without having to do a challenge.
Yeah.
So that makes this very interesting because I may have to take that just to stop Sam from ending the game.
We can give you some stuff to work with,
If my odds of winning a challenge are poor.
or you can journey it out. Oh, you don't have any experience, so never mind.
Yeah.
Sam
It's-
could journey it out though.
Oh yeah. But
I mean,
totally going
there is part of this where
I'll give you 1 experience.
I was gonna say
net 0.
wait, are you not able to do it?
It's not his turn.
No, I'm just asking.
Oh, me on
Like,
blessed?
on your turn, yeah, I'm blessed.
I can't.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
I
you
can. I can.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Anyone
reversed.
could take it, but you'd be too focused on what your story was. I mean, it's fun. Building the story is fun. Okay, so if I go for the Tyrant,
That is part of it.
charisma and dexterity, which is only
You've got Dex.
2
No, you don't have.
for me. I do, but I only have 1 of each. So that's a pretty rough roll at 8 difficulty, and I have no experience to buy dark runes with. This is really starting to hurt. Here it'd be Dex difficulty 5, but I again would only get 1 rune. This one is difficulty 7, but I would get 4 extra runes. That would be a total of 7. That actually is doable if I don't roll terribly. But it also depends on which side I pick because there's a +1 for the other one. But expected value, again, if I don't roll shitty, is actually pretty high, I feel like, with 4 runes that can each give me 2, plus the base runes. I feel like expected value is around 7-ish.
What
Right.
is how many runes are you talking about?
I have 4 special runes and the 3 base runes.
So
Oh, did it
ability
actually tell
runes.
you?
Are any of them special, or are they just
One is
straightforward ability?
one is special
One is
because I have
special.
3 in the same.
So you would be working with 3 ability runes, the base ones, and then plus 1 for the special. So you would get a minimum of 4, maximum of 10, average of 7, I believe.
So if I went for Advise the King at normal difficulty, that'd be straight
Minimum
up
of
average.
3, actually.
Yeah.
Maximum of
Yes.
11, average 7.
Yep. You know what?
Can I see the score sheet again? Score
Oh,
sheet.
this one.
Yeah.
Here, just pass
We're
one.
gonna go for it, chat, because I have a feeling that Sam's going to end the game, and I just don't think that that is good enough to help me, unless I can play one of these cards.
Failing this isn't good enough to help you too.
Also, even if I take Blessed, the next card that comes up might just be another card that Sam can
possibility.
get for free. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the King's Council. I might as well swing for the fences. It also fits my story nicely. So I, as the secret royalty foundling who honorably faced trial by combat after being framed of a heist that someone else committed, have approached the King's Council, who the King's Council have invited me there to give me accolades for fighting back the demon horde, even though I wasn't able to defeat the Demi-Lich, but I protected people, I saved them. And I am going to attempt to, yes, and my mentor tragically died. So I am going to attempt to utilize this opportunity to claim my crown, which I just recently found out was mine.
Okay, you're claiming it now. You're not. You're
Yes.
not advising.
No, I'm claiming because in my mentor's last breaths, as he was holding the way for my narrow escape and then died, he informed me that I was actually the true heir to the throne.
After you pushed him into the horde.
I did not push him into the horde. It
I
was a
don't know.
noble sacrifice.
I think Goofy confirmed.
That's not canon.
I kind of feel like there's no witnesses to this. He's
Yeah.
just coming back and saying, by the way,
Yeah.
Sky, my mentor, who
Right.
doesn't even have a name, told me that I'm the true heir to the throne.
Which is why we don't know if this is going to work yet. We're about to find out.
All right.
We'll write that story after I roll. So I do get to roll all 3 power runes and the charisma rune.
Yeah, it makes sense that you're going for charisma here. You
I
gotta
have a
sell this.
little bit of charisma and a lot of power because I just overwhelmed a demon army.
Overwhelmed.
power.
Isn't that what the sword
Oh
thing
no,
is?
that's not the sword thing. That's
Oh!
the, that's
Oh,
the
this changes
intelligence.
Oh, well then in that case I may have to do something different. I was reading the wrong one. 'Cause this
Oh,
changes,
you can roll and we just won't count the.
no, this changes the numbers significantly. Man, I just built that whole cool story for
I mean,
it.
you might be able to work that story. In
Yeah,
there.
but with only
He shows up at the gate trying to claim the crown, and the door is locked.
So it actually turns
and
out
he
I'm
has
blessed.
to go home.
yeah. Well, at that difficulty, I might as well go for because I'd only be rolling 5 runes at a difficulty 7, or I could roll 4 runes at a difficulty 5, or it turns out that I'm
Just blessed. Which actually, you know, you could get cards that you can then play your last turn and
yeah.
get points off.
It turns out that I'm blessed.
Sorry, Goofy. Wait, how did I? Wait, how did I do? What did I do to the mic?
Sam just ear raped the mic. I don't know.
Sorry.
So instead, it turns out that I don't know. Maybe in escaping the demon army, the local not priest, like the wizard advisor to the royal family bestowed a blessing on me in thanks for driving back the demon army and protecting people. And I just get 2 of these cards, which may be terrible.
So, I entered the kingdom, watching Jordan in the church praying, as he realizes he can't claim the crown
You're going
because
to...
I am the rightful.
Oh! So you're trying to claim the crown?
I'm going to try to claim the crown.
All right.
It's really sad that I can't play my dark cards right now.
I'm gonna sacrifice my childhood friend.
Useful.
Sorry, Goofy Coopster.
At least I forced Sam into a challenge. I don't suppose you have any dark hero cards.
So-
But you also can't play them.
I've got 1, 2 of charisma, and 3 intelligence.
Got 2 charisma, your base.
This is
all
bad,
3
chat.
Intelligence.
Goodbye, cruel world. I've been sacrificed. Oh no.
Quite a few runes here.
We'll find out how you sacrificed at the end of the story.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I'm gonna get one of these. Yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
Goofy Coopster,
You could go evil.
like, bursted into the chamber, declaring that I was the true king. And of course, the king cut his head off, as kings do when people try to dethrone them.
Seems reasonable. Yeah.
And in a fit of rage and an avowal of vengeance, I'm here to reclaim the throne. So I'm going for an 8, and I'm rolling a bunch.
I wish someone could get rid of the stupid tyrant.
Well then, that's
I think you got
a
it.
few.
That's 8, 9, 10, and a free card.
Cool.
Is that another overwhelming? Oh wait. if that's another freaking glorious victory.
Before I pick this up, because I'm assuming I have to resolve this before, I am going to bend the rules.
How? Why?
Play
Why?
during
How?
a challenge, choose one rune and flip it over. He wants to become more dark.
Oh
Because he doesn't need it,
no!
and he now gets extra points.
No!
Oh, yeah, and so now you cannot play that card no matter what it is. I hope it was a glorious victory.
Inner strength.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
So Sam just got extra
I am now the
tragedy
king.
points as he's claimed the crown. So, but you did it in a dark way, which probably means that you're not actually the true heir to the throne, but you found some nasty way to claim the crown.
Yeah, through dark magic, I convince people that I am the true heir.
Yeah.
All right. So
You overheard what my mentor told me
Yeah.
and decided that you would take action before I managed to get it, and your dark magic prevented me from going to the King's Council to claim my throne.
By locking the door.
Yes. Maybe you even use dark magic to go masquerading as me and make yourself king.
Look, Goofy, you should feel good because you allowed me to become king.
Did this new card come up with anything good?
If your healer has no allies.
Oh, man. Well, that sucks for me.
Interesting.
That's real bad. Oh, and we're also now end game.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it has no ally.
Yeah.
So you took your last turn, and we are now taking our last turns to try to do
Yep.
what we can.
Also, sorry.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you so
Figure
much.
out if I am gonna be.
At least I have a
journeying
chance of
little bit
maxing out, but this is bad.
You do.
here. Okay,
real
so. What runes do you have access to? Good to know.
Why would you need
There's
to
a
know
reason.
that?
There's maybe a reason.
There's a
Aaron?
reason.
Why would you need to know that?
Because I
Aaron?
see that my former ally here slipping into darkness.
And
And I am kind of worried for the safety of his soul because I've been chosen by the light.
So?
So I'm just gonna see, what do you got here? You've got a lot of intelligence. You've got a little bit of wisdom. You've got a little strength.
he's basically
Like that.
statted low in
Yeah.
everything but intelligence.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of everything.
He's
going
very
on
smart
here.
and not much else.
All right.
Phew.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Okay.
I'm very curious how this matters.
I feel like what I've got to do in this particular case is I want to.
You used dark magic to spray the ears of the subjects. You even used it to persuade Goofy, which enveloped him so much with hope that he rushed in through the door screaming, "Halt, I have news for you.
Maybe
I
your
know
ch-
the true king. I
Maybe
know
your
the
childhood
Ed
maybe your
decapitated."
childhood friend tried to stop you.
got here.
because they actually know that you're not the true king, so
Nah.
dark magic didn't work.
Goofy
and you
wouldn't.
sacrificed them.
Goofy wouldn't do that to me.
Goofy saw your slide into darkness and tried to stop you from making a terrible mistake, and you sacrificed him to get your crown.
Okay,
I wouldn't do that to Goofy.
I got a journey once because
I like how Goofy turned my ally's sacrifice into like some evil thing that I did.
You
And-
narrowly
and-
escaped without him.
Yes, which made it a noble sacrifice, whereas yours, Goofy writes up as like very noble death. As you literally slid into darkness to get the victory.
It's not my fault that you didn't name your mentor Goofy.
Rigged.
wow, I've just been drawing nothing that matches up with these cards. All right,
What'd you get rid of?
I got rid of the Assassin's
Assassins.
Guild.
Oh, why didn't you get rid of the tyrant?
I don't need the tyrant.
It would have given us more options.
It wouldn't have us. I don't need that.
Us?
No, I'm not saying you need it. I'm saying that if the next card coming up had been had a really good dark path, you wouldn't have had to lose
Yeah.
points for it, right?
Sure.
So like strategically, it would have been really useful.
Woof. None of these are things that I want. None of these are things that I want, and I can't do anything about it. So I feel
Are
like
you
what
out of
I've gotta do-
experience?
He's out of XP.
I'm out of experience.
Yeah,
I can't
being
get
out
rid
of
it.
XP
Yeah.
is really killing me right now. I have stuff I could do, but
I've been spending it on
I just
Oh.
can't.
things that I didn't need to spend it on. All right.
I sacrificed an ally.
Wow.
What I can do.
Wow, I hate you.
Yeah, he's
That,
pretty dark
that
right now.
experience.
I'm pretty sure Sam is going to crush us on points.
Yeah.
I think your experience points alone are going to give you the victory. No matter what our destiny is, I think you're just going to crush.
Okay. All right. So what do you got in this realm? Do I have anything in this realm that's going to be important? No. And just one. And do you have any dexterity?
One.
You have one dexterity. Do you have any wisdom? You have one wisdom.
Yeah. Wait,
like that.
wait, that's not the other thing you pointed to. You pointed
This.
to charisma, right?
Is that charisma?
I
that's
have
charisma.
one
Okay.
charisma. I have one charisma, yeah.
Okay. All right. So two would be up to.
I want to know what
three.
cards he has.
I
If he's
also
like
have-
using
It's
my
one
like.
really interesting card. That's.
I also have one charisma and one
Okay.
dexterity.
Yeah, I can't. It still doesn't help me a ton here.
Pick me,
But
pick me.
what I am going to do is, I don't like. Oh, I could pick you. Everything about this is I could pick you. What do you have access to? You have
I
access
have lots
to.
of stuff.
You are.
I have
all
lots
over
of
the place.
power. I'm well diversified. Lots of power,
Yeah.
decent amount of wisdom. I also have charisma and dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so I am going to form an unlikely alliance with you. I see that you're dark, and I don't like that you've been slipping into darkness.
Oh.
You go up on that track.
Oh,
Less
snap.
corruption for you, and I get access to your runes.
So they gain.
Wow.
They gain a.
I mean, there's a clear reason
I
you
forget
don't
what
pick
it's
him
called.
for that.
If my runes were better, it probably would.
No. Giving you 4 extra points?
I mean, if it made a massive
It'd have to be
difference
a
in
lot
his
better.
challenge, then
All right.
maybe.
What are
but
you
yeah.
going in for?
Here's your card.
So, I'm kind of curious if I can play Judgment. I'm assuming I can't play that even if I'm not using it. I can't. I'm going to go with the spirit
Which
of
challenge are you going for?
None of these are available.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's trying to use
I'd be
the
adding
card.
stuff,
He's trying
but
to use
Yeah,
the card.
can't
I thought
use
about
it.
it too. I would have
Yeah.
just spammed them for challenges that they didn't apply to.
Yeah, but I don't think that makes any sense. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is I'm going to gain access to your runes, and I'm going to, I believe, try to defeat this tyrant that I found in apparently the underworld, the tyrant of the underworld. So that's going to give me access to, let's see, or I'm maxed out
An extra
there.
one.
Or I could just be maxed out there, but that would give me, I might sacrifice my sidekick. 3, nothing. Okay, so if I do that, then I'm going to be using your 1 wisdom, and these are a little jumbled right now. 3, all
No, dexterity and charisma is what I have.
dexterity. You have 1 dexterity, right?
1 dexterity,
And I
1
only have
charisma.
Yeah, he's one of each.
Okay. So I am gaining access to your runes, but I'm not using them. What I find down there is the warlord.
Oh, do you already have 3 attack?
Yeah, I already have 3 attack.
Wow,
I
so
can
you
go
just
with
like
this, and I
you're
already
just like
have
screw
3
it with your max rolls.
Yeah, with my max out.
Damn
stuff
it!
here.
I wanted to do this one,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
even at the +1 difficulty.
He doesn't
the
even
other
have to
one?
do
These-
the
this one.
I know. So
All
you're
right.
trying to defeat the warlord.
Yes, trying to defeat the warlord. Take these and the basics, and give myself a little roll here. And
Yeah, I
a lot
think
of
you got
everything
it.
coming up. All right. So I've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6,
It's like 10.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like
12
I should
and a
get
free
something
card.
just for that. So I'm going to take this free card.
That's
and then
nuts.
I'm probably going to be playing.
And that gives him a lot of rewards.
I'm gonna deny the darkness that's all down here. I'm gonna deny it so hard on myself. I'm denying darkness on you a little bit too. So you're gonna gain
You're
one
playing it
more
twice?
corruption. Yeah, I'm just playing.
So you're giving him 2?
No, I'm playing 1 on you and 1 on me. I don't gain anything for the 1 on me, but the 1 on you is going to be.
I feel like
So there is in the rule set, there is something that says if you gain
Rigged.
beyond this, you just don't gain anything from that. If you think that I shouldn't play the card,
so
I'll
the
happily not.
Yeah, the only objection I have is that the way I would read that as gain, it says gain
Yeah.
2 or choose another
That's
hero,
true.
and I would assume that if you cannot do the one, you have to choose the other.
Yeah.
In order
want
to
to
be able
use
to
that?
get the benefit from it.
I'd give you an extra.
You would
point.
give
I'd
one of us
you
an extra 2 points, but you would
two-
get a point.
get 1 point. Not worth it.
Okay.
All right, and those are spent. The warlord's in under my belt, and it's your turn. Last turn.
Yeah, I do think it is fine. Like if it was something that just had you gain, that seems fine. But
In the unholy alliance, or in the unlikely alliance, as I help whatever his name is defeat the warlord, it turns out that I am the good king.
yeah, you turned good.
I am now a hero.
Goofy's death made you realize.
I don't earn anything except for
By the way, we're
satisfaction.
way over time.
Yes,
so
I know.
all right.
I'm trying to make my last decision here. Now that you
Alright,
ruined,
so 30 minutes
now,
later.
now that you ruined the one thing I really wanted to do.
Oh, you've got all this experience to journey.
Oh yeah, I wish. So Sam,
Now he's looking at my stuff. I
what
don't know.
runes do you have?
I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I mean, if you
Your
have
runes
something,
suck because there's no intelligence.
I have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So I 2, 2, 2.
Yeah. Do you have any charisma at all?
No,
You just have a.
Are you
have a crap
charismatic
ton of
at
whatever
all?
that is.
I do not have.
Whatever this symbol is.
That's Constitution.
You have a lot of constitution.
You have no constitution, so you could win the queen's favor,
Yeah.
or you could unseat the queen.
Does anybody have dexterity at all? Sam has 1. You have none.
Yeah,
You only have 2 types of runes. How?
that's-
I literally help you
That's what
1,
screwed
1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1 charisma.
Yeah, and he's not helpful at all except on this one.
I think you should
look something up.
unseat the queen.
But it's actually this. It's a slightly better roll if I do that. Okay. We're going to. Okay, so after we were blessed, we went off on a journey, much like Lord of the Rings, into the dragon's lair, and we've gone after the dragon's horde, and we're going to try to slay the dragon, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, okay. The dragon was sleeping on their horde, so we're going to use a surprise attack to add 1 dexterity rune. And as much as it pains me to do so. Oh, wait, you do have a dexterity rune. All right, screw Sam. I form an unlikely alliance.
It's not going to
with
matter.
Darren.
I can't be pushed.
Right, which is why I
Yep.
chose you instead of Sam. Because it doesn't help you. So I have an unlikely alliance to get access to your runes. I believe that gives me max dexterity and max power, if you want to get those together. Just double checking. I can't play these, and I don't have any experience. So this really cool card I have can't be played, which sucks. Okay,
Roll 9.
I'm rolling 9. So we're trying to slay the dragon against an 8 difficulty, which is rough. But I do have 9 runes, so odds are okay for me. Unfortunately, I have been rolling terribly all game. But I think I got it this time. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a dark card, which I can't play.
Yeah.
And so for 11, I slay the dragon. Don't even get the experience point for barely overcoming the challenge, but that's how this chapter of my hero's story ends, is by slaying a dragon
Cool.
to get his horde.
All right.
All right, so now we're
can't
in
do it.
scoring. As
All right.
Darren tells us how to score.
Okay. We're going to follow this
Yeah.
handy dandy score guide. Do we have pens or we don't necessarily
We
need
can
that,
chat. Chat can write it down for us.
Need one then.
Also that.
but- All right.
Okay, so the first thing we count up is triumph points. Hold on. We have Sam, Darren, and Jordan in the order that we played. So Sam, how many triumph points do you have?
6, 7, 8, 9, 14.
14. Did you remember these?
16.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't do that after that.
Okay. Darren, how many triumph points do you
Triumph
have?
total, I believe 29.
Wow.
8, 9, not that. 5, 14, 24, 29. Yeah.
Okay. I did not.
Oh, 30.
I did not quite that good. I have 26.
I like how Jordan thinks I ran away with it when you guys.
I think that's the only
I mean,
time I'm strong.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Tragedy points was going to be very low for most of us. I think.
1.
Yeah, 1. Sam
7.
has 7. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's add 16 plus 7 and see if it compares to 31.
Hey, it puts you at 23 to my 27.
So as of
so
this
Darren
stage,
starts strong.
I'm in last place.
Sam's just trying to build up the tensions
Yeah,
for when he claims
yeah.
victory. Next up is whatever these. What are the experience points?
0.
0.
Oh, what do you
One.
have there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hacks.
All right, so Sam, Mr. Complainer, now has a total of 32 points to Darren's 31
I'm ahead
and
by
my
1.
27.
Ahead by 1.
So that means it was actually relatively balanced. All right, now. Oh, wait, were we not supposed to count our. What does this mean?
That is.
Was that supposed to be the points from those cards? Separate?
Oh, I think that is points from
Double
the-
check.
Let me just
Maybe-
check on the.
Maybe we were supposed to count the cards separate, but it says
It's okay
on here.
if it's-
so
if it's
just
the
double
same,
check
it's
that
fine.
it's not something extra
Yeah.
Better not be something
in
extra.
scoring. Because if it is, I'm gonna be sad that I didn't get to play more of these. I had a sweet card that if I could have given someone 1 experience point, I would have gained
it's
on
just-
the track and had +2 on my attempt.
It's just every hero card you played is worth 1. I feel like that's unnecessary because
Yeah.
it's got the 1 there.
Agreed.
And same as every anti-hero card you played is worth
Yep.
1, so that's unnecessary as well.
Oh, we were also supposed to count our destiny in this, but we'll. Hey, how about this? I assume
We
all
should
of our
just do
destiny
destiny
cards
separate.
give us points, give us either triumph or tragedy points, right?
I think they're just
What do I get?
Well, mine were specific.
Oh,
get
triumphs. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
triumphs.
Okay. So we'll instead, in the place of the cards, we'll write down your destiny.
Destiny, okay.
So let's go ahead and go over Sam's destiny as the what?
So I get 1, 2. So I am the High Arcanist. No, we don't have.
Oh
this
yeah,
on.
we don't have
Okay.
it. Oh, look at that beautiful art.
So I get points for each one of the intelligence I have and the wisdom I have, which I total out at 4. Plus, I get 1 for each
Hero card.
hero card in my hand,
Nice.
so it's 5.
Okay. So Sam gets 5. Okay. Darren?
Okay. So I was the Mighty Conqueror, or I will be the Mighty Conqueror.
That's
I
your
don't
destiny.
feel like I conquered
Hey, you
anything
beat that
yet.
warlord.
Yeah,
I'm-
no, actually, you just conquered the
I
warlord.
did conquer a warlord in the underworld, so maybe I just
You're
conquered
welcome.
the underworld
Right,
because
after
I'm chosen by light.
Yeah,
All right,
it makes
I like
sense.
this.
You served in the army.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah.
I helped you.
It's true. Your alliance helped, and you benefited from it already.
I did.
Clearly,
Clearly, the dragon was in the underworld, and your control of it was crucial to my victory.
I get 2 triumph for every strength icon I have, and 1 triumph for every constitution or dexterity.
Wow.
So I have 4 strength icons. That's 8 points plus.
Actually, no, I have an extra one. I was only counting 3 intelligence, but I actually have
A fourth.
4,
Okay.
So
you're
put
at
me
6.
6.
This is bad.
So I have 4
really good card.
strength
That's ridiculous.
and
Mine was not that
6
good.
total dexterity or
mine was
constitution. So I have 6 plus 8. I've got 14 points off of that.
Jeez.
You have how much dexterity?
I have a few. I have 4 strength, 4 dexterity. Wait, 5 dexterity. 1, 2,
No.
3, 4, 5
You have
dexterity.
You have
No,
You have 1 dexterity and 5.
Oh, sorry.
4 of 5 of whatever
5
that is.
constitution and 1 dexterity.
So that's 6.
And then 8 is the 4.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That is
So
totally rigged.
that is partly why I
That's why
was
you were so
failing
stacked.
challenges, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that
But
definitely helped me for
You
this.
got close enough.
Wait, why was that? Why were you feeling challenges?
Because I was so honed in on
Okay. Oh, it's just the cards
of
that are out there
sets.
were not great.
So I was actually wondering how I was going to work my destiny in, and
Yeah.
then Sam gave it to me on a silver platter, which is that after having my crown get robbed from me through his dark magic, I turn into a cunning villain because I have had my throne robbed from me now twice. And so in the future story arc of my character, he's going to be a villain seeking vengeance, because he now knows that he is secret royalty and was robbed once again. So at the end of the game, I gain 5 if I have 1 power, 1 intelligence, and 1 dexterity, which I managed to get because I started with 2 of those 3 on my initial card. Great origin story. And then I get 5 for each of the sad mask or 1 for each of the sad masks, which I only managed to get 2 of, because I feel like there was a 3rd one that somebody claimed or discarded at one point.
Oh, that's right. That's what we should also be worrying about is the story.
Yeah,
story
we'll
arc.
get to that next.
Gotcha.
So I get, sadly, only a net 7, which still leaves me in last place.
I count 8.
You count 8?
1, 2,
Oh,
3.
my cunning
Yeah.
villain has it. Okay, cool. 8. Yay. Okay, so I basically started the game with 6 points, but I only got 2 more because mine does not multiply as well as
So at
everyone
this
else's.
point, Darren is clearly in the lead.
Yes.
I don't have many stories.
But we'll see how the stories go.
All right.
Because you have some really good
So I
stories.
got kind of screwed.
All right. So story points are every pair is worth 2, every trio is worth 4, and every quad is worth 8.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
2, 4, 8.
Yes, 2, 4, 8.
So what did you get?
So I only have 2 of the nature icons, and I have 2. Oh, I failed that one. So I think that's all I'm getting out of this.
I think
wait,
Sam's
I
gonna
need
get the
to
most
look.
out of this, but I did
no, no.
okay.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't win because Sam
I got
crushed me.
12.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crushed.
I only got 2 out of that.
Whoops, I put it in the wrong slot.
No, I still think you're.
So you got 12, Darren got 2, and I have 2 sets of 3
Oh, I didn't realize this.
accidentally. Yeah, it flips as you go up or down, which is kind of cool. Except
3 accidentally.
So
He didn't. He forgot that this counted. towards
Well,
himself.
gotcha. Yeah.
Actually, I got 3 accidentally twice because I forgot this one, and my Slay the Dragon was just chance that was the thing I had the best option on the last turn. I actually was going for your. I was going for your Warlord, which was the
Yeah.
same symbol, but I really wanted more of these and didn't get it.
Gotcha.
So that gave me 8, 4 from each trio. So totaling this up, I, in very clear last place, going to get 43 points. Because I got screwed out of my crown and ended up as a villain. So of course I have to lose. As the villain, I lose in this early story.
Yeah.
In the second chapter arc of this trilogy, I will clearly emerge victorious in order to set up the third act.
In the second chapter, is there going to be a legacy version
Yeah.
of Call to Adventure?
That would be
Actually, that
amazing.
would be pretty cool. Sequels.
So now, just going right to left, let's say Darren has already beat me, and I'm not done adding them up. 47 points, so I actually caught up a little bit. Darren beats me by 4. And Sam,
I don't think I won.
Who's
Did I
giddily
win?
shuffling
We'll
through
find
cards
out.
here?
8, 5. Sam rounds out a nice even 50
Wow.
Yeah.
for a
All
3-point victory
As the true king wins.
as the true king. Well, the dark magic king.
Wow.
So, this is actually a really compelling story. Sam, as like the evil dude, claimed a crown that wasn't his and emerged victorious in the first story. You conquered a warlord and took over the underworld, but which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you've
flip
actually
it to
helped
the
the
light.
underworld, right? And I have become a villain from being screwed over too many times. Yo!
Play.
Grizzly Diz, thank you so much for those 18 biddies. This is great, because now we have a character that controls the underworld and is actually a really good character, right? So you've accomplished something. I am a good character gone bad at the last second because
You're
I've turned
coming
in,
to the underworld.
right, I've turned into a cunning villain.
And I'm going to turn you around.
Right, we might team up in the next story. And Sam looks like he's victorious coming out of the first story because this is like exactly how you want the first book in
Yeah.
a series to end, where like the villain has achieved something, but the good guy has also achieved something.
Whoa! The student has become the master. Excuse me.
So actually, in a classic fantasy novel, you're the like quote unquote main character good guy,
Can I see some
and
of the cards? I'm
Sam
trying to see
want
where-
these?
No, I'm trying to see where all the destiny.
Sam is the evil character.
Did you shuffle them back
Destinies?
in?
No, they are.
I
they're
grabbed the
redbacks.
pile. Yeah, I grabbed the pile. I didn't know if you shuffled the originals back in.
And I'm the character. I'm the character who's not like the main character, but who starts out being a good guy and goes bad, and we don't really know where that's going to go yet. So you're basically like the main character that people would be rooting for in a traditional fantasy series. I like that.
All right.
Because then we ended it with
I
you.
might get corrupted
Right.
in the next
We
novel.
ended it with you having a victory, but it is not necessarily the victory because Sam also has had a victory as the villain.
Right, and so early in the series, it doesn't make sense that the darkness, the underworld has been conquered.
Right.
I feel like I'm going to become a villain,
Yeah.
maybe a super powerful.
I like this. This is great. So
Oh, there was only one that was tossed?
One what?
let's go into our review section. Sam.
That was mine that was tossed.
Got it.
I may have mixed.
Oh, maybe they're here.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Let me lay mine out as well.
All right, look and feel. Lightning round, let's go.
5. Quality components, quality art. Just 5 for me.
Sure. 4? I'm a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I would. There's some games that I can think of that I like the look and feel of more, but I really like this, so I would have to go probably also with about a 4. Art is beautiful, and it's very cohesive art. This was done by many artists, and they have managed to make this look like it's
Yep.
all one effort.
The only component upgrade I'd really want is the linen finish on cards.
Yeah, that
But
would
that's
be nice.
about it.
BP tokens. All right, let's go. Visual accessibility.
I think they do a really good job of making very distinct symbols for everything, so I didn't really notice any accessibility problems. So I'd give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm a 5 because, that's me.
Yeah, I agree with the 5. If it were just colors, no good, but the symbols help.
Sam the villain one.
No. No. The
Confirmed.
true king
No.
one.
The convinced everyone he was the true king through dark magic.
Whoa,
one.
whoa. Spoilers, okay? We gotta wait till part 2 for that to occur.
No, you already did.
No. All right.
You literally
Go.
succumbed
Learn
to
it.
dark magic.
Learn it.
Guilty, we're
Learn it.
thinking about a
Learn it.
legacy version of this game.
Okay, learning experience, I would say I want to give it I'm somewhere between a 3 and a 4. I thought it was actually fairly easy to learn. There's not a lot you have to do on a turn. You just
No.
pick a card and roll the thing. And there's a lot of good player aids in terms of like what the symbols are for the most part. you don't need to know the names of the symbols. You just need to know that they are runes, and you need to know what the special symbols are. So I would say somewhere between a 3 and a 4. It was pretty easy to learn.
For learning curve?
Yeah, for learning experience. So
Okay.
a high number means good experience.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's not just learning curve, it's also like
Yeah.
materials that explain the game, player aids, that sort of thing is all included.
I mean,
right?
I think like I'm probably a 3, maybe even like lower. It's one of those things where I think once you get into the swing of the game, simple.
Yeah.
Learning it, very complicated. I definitely tuned out for a while, and I feel like with something like this, so much more of the interaction could have been explained, and I would have loved to see more stuff on like maybe the back of the player board. Because like when Darren was explaining how all the runes worked, I was like, oh, that sucks. Oh wait, it's all here. But there's nothing here that explains how the turn works or anything like that. So I give it a 3 because I feel like they could have done better.
That's fair.
Yeah, there could be a little bit more. I think I would also be a solid 3 on this. I would be leaning towards a 4 because at the end of the day, when you start to play, there are only a limited number of actions that you can take, and it kind of spreads out from there. And so there were a couple things that we tripped up on, but they weren't like game-changing things that
Yeah.
we tripped up on. So I think I agree with the 3. I would recommend if you do have this game or are going to get this game, there's a player aid that was put on BGG. Where you just print it out and you slide it under your board, and to the side it's got a couple of things to break down some of the choices that you can make.
That feels
Yep.
appropriate.
And then also, I guess one thing of note is that you should get the updated manual from online for the how to play, because I think there were some
There's
things
some-
that weren't quite covered in this that they had to put out
Okay.
an update to.
Replay y'all.
Next category.
All right. We got complexity.
I'll take this one because, so I did not include this in my learning score, but I do think that there is a lot going on in that you are having to track what is out on the tableau, you're tracking what your opponents have and what they can go after, you're tracking how many experience tokens you have in order to be able to pay for shit, you're tracking everybody's point space on the track between corruption and whatever this was called, you're tracking whether or not you can play cards because of that track, you're tracking what's in your tableau so you can figure out whether you can take challenges. So and then you're looking at what's in your hand to figure out what you can play. So I feel like there is just a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of things that you have to look at and make sense of in your head, which to me means high complexity. So I would give it a 4.
Yep, probably very close to a 4. I guess we'll just call it 4. I thought there was a lot going on, a lot to follow. I'm not sure there's an easy way to like value everything. Yeah, there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah.
I think I'm more towards a 3.
Okay.
I think
You can
when I was
call it.
doing this, when I tried this solo, I was even thinking more along the lines of 2. There is a lot going on, and you're right. So I think I would go from 2 to 3 just because there is a lot to track with everyone else going on. But ultimately, the decisions that you have to make on any given turn of yours are fairly limited, and they can be somewhat linear. I don't think it is super complex. It's
fair.
definitely not one of the heavier games that I've played. So I'd give this about a middle of the tier.
Okay. It's also fair to note that for this category and the next category, these are objective scores that are not necessarily saying that's a good or bad thing, that it is high or low. We're just trying to objectively rate how complex it is so that you can think about how you feel as a player and decide if that's the right fit for you.
Yeah.
Because every player has a different desire for different complexity and strategic depth.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Sam, you want to take this one?
Strategic depth. You know what? I want to say 4, but I think I'm gonna really lean in on 3.
I'll have to look into that.
The game, obviously, there's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I think there is also the point where you start getting like pretty overwhelmed. I think I probably would replay this game very differently from how I played this time. Knowing the
winner.
value of things. Well, I mean, yeah.
No, of course.
Yeah.
I would want to crush you more.
I would have crushed a lot more. I also think, like, as someone who just
is not a huge fan of RNG. Like the big thing to call out here is we rolled exceptionally well. I think like Darren probably rolled the most,
And I rolled
failures.
exceptionally bad. No, I
it was
feel like
split between
Well, okay.
mine was exceptionally bad.
I
It
guess
was
I guess
bad.
the failure outcomes
Yeah.
were not as prevalent because
So the ones that I failed were the ones that I was kind of stuck with. But if you chose something on the board that you were pretty,
I chose
confident
good
about,
rolls
yeah,
and still
right,
failed.
Yeah.
Well,
so that didn't
I was going to point out, I only failed once, and in all of the turns, you still ended up with the same number of cards as me.
Correct.
So,
Though I took, I think I took 3 cards that were not challenges in the game. So I actually did less challenges than most people.
yeah.
And also, I failed a bunch, but I paid experience tokens to
No,
reroll
agreed.
them, which ended up with me getting them because my expected value was high.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. So,
So it was very costly for me to do that.
yeah. So I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, if I'd succeeded the rolls that my expected value said I should have, and had made that one that I failed and couldn't pay to reroll, that would have made the point difference. So it was like that was a big deal for me.
We're on complex strategic depth right now?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So I think this is where I would say complexity 2, now that I'm seeing this difference in category.
Okay.
And strategic depth is where I would push it up to like a 3.5,
Okay.
at least a 3. Because I agree, that's where I feel like that decision making and tracking what other people are doing are coming into play, and making some of the decisions that you have available to you on the table. There aren't a ton of decisions to make, but that can really, especially for me, that early decisions can impact endgame quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm also a 3 on strategic depth because you're limited in your choice on a particular term by what's available in the current tableau you're working on. So you really have 4 choices plus paying to burn cards. But you are trying to make strategic choices to like build combos of certain runes, building towards your destiny, building story symbol combos. But at the same time, like Sam said, there's a high level of RNG that reduces some of the strategic depth because you're a little bit beholden to what gets rolled. So I would say I'm a 3 for depth.
Cool.
All right.
Excitement. Jordan.
I was actually going to let Darren take this one.
Darren.
As someone who's here because he was very excited about this game and had played it a little bit beforehand, but now has played a full
Cheater.
game with other people. So
I cheated, and I still lost.
yeah.
Hey, that just makes you a
cheating
bad.
is
That
experience.
just makes you a bad cheater.
Cheating is experience, and I ended the game with no experience, so it wasn't very good.
Wow, you spent it all cheating.
Yeah.
I liked how
So-
you wove that story together.
So excitement. I actually really liked the way that you were approaching this. You were spinning the story along the way, and it was actually kind of fun to help build that story a little bit. And I think, especially if you're sitting around with a bunch of friends, you get a lot of time to build those stories. That would make this even more exciting to me than just going for a point salad, like just focusing on, well, I need one of whatever, who cares what this symbol is, that's what I need right now. So that is more interesting to me now that I've done that.
Peak.
The solo mode didn't really work out for me that well. That felt more like just trying to follow the points and less about making a story. So excitement, I'm gonna give this probably a solid 4, especially looking forward to those, seeing what those 2 expansions from book series that I really love bring to the table. I don't know if that's going to involve just new cards or if it's going to be new mechanics, but working with stories within those worlds, I think will be really fun because it's kind of at that point like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you write fanfic,
Yeah.
in a certain extent.
Yeah.
So 4 for me.
Ooh, yeah. I'm also a 4. I'm not quite a 5, only because of the high levels of RNG, but I'm not like Sam, where RNG is like a huge factor in whether I enjoy a game. And for me, I really liked that this game, as you said, invited us to develop a story. We weren't creating a story the way a game like Dialect does, where you're really creating it from very little with just minor prompts. We were really just explaining why things happen. So this is a great game for people who want a mechanical game, right? This game exists and is pretty decent even without the story. The story just adds a nice theme to it, a nice environment that you can immerse yourself in. So for me, that definitely bumps it up from, if it was just the mechanics, I think I would be a 3, but the fact that we get to build these cool stories around it and the expansions that are coming, you know, like you said, with the fanfic stuff, that changes it from a 3 to a 4 for me.
Did I already rate it?
No, you didn't. Hashtag RNG rant.
I mean, 3.
That's pretty high for an RNG game.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we've only played once, and I do really feel like, one, we skewed very heavily, like, in favor of good. We skewed very heavily in favor of, like, success rolls. I feel like if you count the re-rolls, you succeeded a lot more often than you failed.
Yeah.
And I feel like the balancing mechanic of this game actually is that failure actually is not a pure failure. And I'd be really curious to see what more would happen in that case. So I'd be interested in playing yet. Would potentially rage.
Fair enough.
Oh, I want to show that card off later
okay.
in the post show.
Cool. So that's our full rating. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We are going to go ahead and pick the winner in the post show, so stick around for that. But huge thank you to Brotherwise Games for sending us Call to Adventure to check it out. Huge thank you to them for sponsoring the giveaways that we're running through Gleam and the giveaway that we're about to pick. I'm very excited about these expansions with Patrick Rothfuss and Brandon Sanderson's series that are going to come out. The first one very soon, and the second one, I think, early next year, something like that, is what they said on the Kickstarter. And so, yeah, very excited about that. We hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and hanging out, checking out Call to Adventure. If you want to get the base game, it is available now. You can click the link below the stream or check out the Amazon Blacksmith overlay, and you'd support our stream by doing so. But that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you, Darren, for joining us and helping explain the game. And make sure to stick around for the post show if you're watching live. See you soon.